That's why I call it a suggestion.
Huh.
Oh, I see.
I see.
What does this have to do with gin?
I would say Jenever and gin taste pretty good, especially depending on what flavoring they add in it.
Well, yeah, but I've never actually. There was kind of the meme, of course, was calling the stream Jenever Convention. Because that
Which is a
specific type of
mild
gin
variation
from
on-
Geneva.
Oh, no, well, it's a gin-related drink, which...
Oh, is it not actually?
Yeah, it is gin related.
So known as Hollands.
I just want to say, fuck Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
Somewhat unrelated, but I do agree.
Club banks there.
A little bit too late, but close enough.
I know it was. We have the soundboard now available in the Rolling in the Out server.
Indeed.
So,
What I love is that my version is very slightly louder than everyone else's. So that will be actively degrading the quality of the conversation as time goes on.
yeah,
How come you get to use that one that I uploaded, but I don't in this server?
because I paid Discord.
Sons of bitches, I should have known.
Oh, that's true. I have a Discord subscription thingy too, so I could probably put sound effects, but I don't know what would be worth doing. We already
No,
have the
fucking
two
shit.
best ones.
We've got the aneurysm, we got the... Do we have a bass boosted fart sound effect yet?
Yeah,
I have seen a fart one around, but I'm not
The
sure.
Vine Boo's pretty good though.
Hold on.
If those of you watching at home have not figured out, we're
You cut that out.
this is a downtime from the last episode, so we're having a drunk stream / hangout /
Yep,
ask questions about the game.
It is the anniversary. It is
Anniversary.
once again, anniversary. It's Liberation Day in Guernsey, which is of course the celebration of the day the English got around to rescuing Guernsey from the clutches of the filthy Germans. Nearly a full year after they'd already, retaken fucking Paris.
Yeah, and yet Guernsey was pretty much just sitting there with still being occupied by the Nazis.
Who did they
Being
save
in the
in
channel
Paris?
between England and France, but
Also,
priorities, I guess.
Bill, check your DMs.
I should think.
Oh, sliding into the DMs, I see, Penny. Oh no!
Not Nitro, no! I don't want to go on. I don't want to have.
Bill, you don't want to
association
have
with
access
this-
to all the soundboards from every
But
server
at what cost?
you're in.
At what cost?
At
People will
my
think I'm a
cost,
Discord
bitch,
moderator.
take the gift. Holy shit.
Wait, how do you
know.
play one? How do you even
Thank you.
find it?
Fair, thank you very much. I am not using any of the ones from Cabal. Holy shit, they look nefarious.
Oh, I want to. Hang on. How do you play it though?
You just go into the
You see the
above
little...
user settings, little
Yes.
square with a note.
Yes, it says open soundboard, and then it should show you all the ones that are available.
Where? on what? I don't even like what side of the.
Hold
Oh,
on.
Okay.
wait, there it is. I found it. I got it.
And
Oh
like
my
that,
God. Oh, yeah,
the
it's on, like,
quality will
1,000
go
servers, right?
precipitously down.
That one's one of ours.
But no, here's the thing: two different people went for that, for two different ones at once. Anyway,
Oh,
as I was saying, celebrating Liberation Day, the day that
Libation.
a day after VE Day, which tells you how long it bloody took that they finally got around to letting the Germans off the island before they were all eaten. Which is also
Yeah,
why
they-
I'm not celebrating this properly. I'm celebrating it as Libation Day, a day for all Guernsey folk to get drunk and try and forget that the English exist. Company accepted, of course. Lest we forget, old Winston Churchill did, of course, say, upon the matter of the Guernsey's occupation, let them rot at their leisure. Which is an actual quotation. Be that as it may, my own cultural hang-ups aside, we're primarily here to shoot the shitpost wildly, and just spew vitriol at people in the industry we don't like, whilst also hopefully getting a sort of henshin belt thing set up for Mark, who has joined us here.
Yes.
oh yeah. The
We'll
henshin
see.
belt stuff.
We'll see if we can get around to that before we get so blind drunk we can't see. We have to do that after the fact. But
Speaking of, what is everybody drinking tonight?
Smell of red. Basically a bit shit. I got a bottle of Gordon's Jeanette back.
Got a bottle of Kraken spiced rum. Still full.
Too sweet. I used to like Kraken.
Yeah, as everyone's sort of like, I used to like that stuff, but was it Penny, sorry?
Malibu.
Well, you know, like my trademark drink is half a Asti mixed with Monster, like because I'm a beast or something. It's so delicious. Like it's such a good combination. Like Asti is like a dessert wine that's fizzy and it tastes like what you imagined champagne was gonna taste like when you was a child before you drank champagne and went, ugh. It's not
Yeah, it's not
what I
very
thought it
nice.
was gonna be. That's what Asti tastes like. And then obviously mixed with Monster, like that's classic. Is the closest alcoholic beverage in flavour to an energy drink. Like, and I've tried
There you go.
alcoholic energy drinks, but they also have that same, like when you're drinking,
Almost
like,
dusty
Like Four
flavour.
Loko.
It's weird.
Oh god, those are the worst. When I was
No,
doing
Dragon Soup are the worst. Those taste like active battery
Oh,
acid.
yeah. When I lived in West Virginia, back when I was in grad school and stuff, you can't buy any hard liquor on Sundays. It's just an old law. And so if I would often forget to buy liquor on Saturday, the night before or whatever, and so I'd be like, well, shit, I needed something to do. And so there was a little shop right down the street from me, and what they would sell, you could buy beer, you could buy like this Four Loko disgusting canned thing, and then they had Mad Dog 2020, and that's all they had. It's like Budweiser tier beer, like shit skunky beer, Four Locos or Mad Dog. And so out of desperation, I have drank quite a lot of those awful and Four Loco tier things and Mad Dog, which is the worst. Actually, do any of you guys, I mean, European or not from America, I guess, probably don't even know what Mad Dog is. It's the worst.
Oh, I know
Do
what
you?
Mad Dog is. They used to have it for a while. I'm not sure they still do. They don't have it over here anymore for
Well, it
reasons.
should probably be illegal.
Well, I got in. Well, when I was very little, like just running about, barely running about, there was
Oh,
a
yeah,
drinks
you told me
cabinet in
this.
my nan's place, and inside that cabinet was a bottle of blue raspberry Mad Dog
Which is
2020
the only tolerable one. But
yeah.
and a red banana one, which is fucking terrible.
I just
MD
googled
2020
it,
is like-
and we do have that like here as well, like and it's the the drink of choice for 15-year-olds or whatever because it's like
yeah.
white color.
Either 15-year-olds or 45-year-old homeless people.
Yeah. Or that I have absolutely.
They're not drinking methylated
I can't
spirits.
sell anything over I can't sell any spirits. It literally has a gold chain on it that says "bling bling," the
Oh,
blue raspberry one in the
God.
U.S. Yeah, I mean in the logo. Yeah, I posted in the general. It's truly a disgusting malt liquor. It's awful.
It is literally. It is like if you were to baptize a child with this, they would immediately evolve into a 14-year-old chav on the spot. It would be like the white light of the outline, then you just form into a chav or
Well,
esche.
when I
Depending on.
looked it up,
Oh,
the-
so of course there's the regional chavs. Kevs,
Specifically,
Neds, and esches.
the article that I pulled that picture from, I posted in general, comes from an article. The article that came from that is titled "Scottish mum caught buying Mad Dog 2020 and Dragon Soup for teens in the street." So that's
See?
about what.
Yeah.
Yep.
How did that make the headlines?
Probably because it's the
Ah,
mom
that's weird.
supplying them with alcohol out of all things.
Over here, they wouldn't even do anything because you're allowed to drink in your own home after the age of 5.
Dragon.
Yeah,
soup.
that's true. Dragons. Oh god, it's so awful. Stuff tastes so
Dra-
bad.
Why is it
Oh, God.
spelled that way?
Because that's how drunk you need to be in order to enjoy it. It's
Dragon
fucking
soup.
vile. It legitimately it's like having a mouthful of vodka and emptying like a vacuum cleaner bag into your mouth.
Ugh.
That is how like dusty it tastes.
The orange juice one is the Mad Dog is tolerable because it basically is just a really shitty screwdriver, but the rest are. I'd
Okay,
say-
okay. Before we continue, Saucy, Mad Dog trying to class itself up with its gold bling bling necklace.
Yeah,
So
very classy,
it
very
looks
classy.
like a goldy looking chain memorial bottle. Here lay the last of decent band that Wales
it
have
has
put
the gold
out.
chain, 'cause that's when you pour out for your homie. Oh damn! We do have
If
some
I
good
was
shout
dead and
outs.
someone poured out for me with Mad Dog 2020, I'd burst out the fucking ground like Jason Voorhees.
Bill comes back just to
Bruh.
snap the person's neck. It's on
I,
the
I will
spot.
believe it.
Like,
Yeah,
good
same.
grief, what kind of person like salutes a fallen comrade with Mad Dog 2020? I suppose if they even G.G. Allen has to be buried with Jack Daniels. And this is G.G. the strongest skeleton Allen, the man who like I could go into fucking if I went to everything about G.G. Allen would be here all fucking days. Lived more
He's a very,
storied life than any other man.
different person. How about that?
Sort of person that if you hit him in the face with like an industrial like post driver, it would just make it whistle when he ran.
I don't understand what this means.
It means it's just a hole in the middle of his forehead for the wind to go through, and it doesn't actually slow him down.
Speed holes.
Exactly.
He's becoming cheese.
Be the first man with a headbutt with a muzzle brake. So on the subject of muzzle brakes, one thing I've noticed recently, like industry-wide, is that the actual how creative developers are getting in terms of their content is slowing precipitously to the point where they've now been over.
Games, you mean?
Yeah, where now like the only people really innovating in any industry these days are people who make Darkest Dungeon mods.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not. I mean, like the whole industry is so full of bullshit, as so many industries are now. Where we've talked about it on the stream a little bit, but I've usually had you come on when we do the news and politics stuff because it's like, I mean, what was the other recent stupid thing Wizards did again now? Just
Hide
recently?
Pinkertons.
Oh right, they hired the Pinkertons. That was unbelievable. We didn't talk about that on.
Han, you're something of a security expert. Would you like to chime in on the matter of the Pinkerton?
No comment.
Well,
choice.
let's see. Do you know about this, Mark and Penny? I'm not sure because it's kind of weird.
I just
Sorry,
know that this guy ordered like cards, and then he got like cards that were not released quite yet because someone fucked up.
Yeah.
And then someone visited him.
Oh, not just someone.
Yeah, but so those guys, the Pinkertons, are like some old west bailiff types or whatever. Like, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're bounty hunters and or they're mob. They're
Yes. A
gangsters
very
and
reasonable way to go about this. Instead
Right,
of like,
Wizards of the
like
Coast.
paying that guy just like, here, 5,000, shut the fuck up now.
It's an IRL goof troop.
Yeah, the TLDR of what happened is this guy has a big Magic the Gathering channel where he opens up cards and shows off sets. So his actual like job is to promote Wizards of the Coast products, specifically Magic the Gathering. He ordered this new set, and it turned out that like there's two sets of cards. One, and they had different subtitles, but the main title of the set is, but they have different. Wizards, in their limitless competence, sent him the wrong set that wasn't supposed to come out for like a month. And he got them in the mail, and I don't even think he really realized that it was the wrong set, or maybe he just thought like, oh, I guess they sent me something early. I don't know. So he opened them on his channel, and then the next thing he knew, like within 5 hours, from my understanding.
So somewhere out there in a room in like Wizards headquarters, a red light comes on, and all you hear is, "Oh boy!"
We will. They sent this group of actual Old West era mafioso types to roll up at this dude's house, and
God.
like he said they were armed, which is of course they were armed. He had no idea. I mean, like, I felt a little bit like, I mean, I felt really bad for him. At the same time, he's apologizing. He's continued to apologize to Wizards, even though he said his wife or girlfriend or whatever is standing there crying because basically they're like, if you don't they're armed, and then they said, if you don't let us in, Wizards of the Coast is going to sue you for like $1 bajillion for copyright infringement or whatever. And so they barge into his house armed with firearms. They take every aspect of the packs, the boxes that it came in, the trash from the foil trash from opening the cards. They dig through his garbage to find every last freaking piece of this set of pieces of cardboard, and then basically tell him to shut up or else you'll find out what Wizards of the Coast can do to you, boy. Like,
well, you touched the packs, now you gotta die.
like, I can't, this is a company that makes a card game
For children.
well, not, I think Magic is 13 and up, but still.
Also,
Yeah.
I
What
like
had
to
to be.
imagine. I like to
Saucy.
imagine that they had like.
What's that?
By the way, was this in the US or the UK?
Sorry.
So, imagine like so all of the heavies like come into the room or whatever, and then there's like gonna be one nerdy guy like that looks like Boris from GoldenEye or whatever, and like he's the one that has to like ID all of the cards in it because those people aren't gonna know, and he'll.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm
actually a
saying?
good point. How would they know? What if he did keep a whole bunch of them? They wouldn't be able to. I guess they probably Wizards told them how many cards there were, so they could like count
Yeah,
them.
probably in
Real
the
quick.
order.
That must
They
have been
took
one
my
hell of a-
lands, dog. They took the lands.
My land cards, bro.
Also, Saucy wanted me to mention Pinkerton are union busters and private security. Please
Yeah.
say
Yep,
from
and what-
Saucy.
So,
And
do they
and
just
what,
have
hap-
to
what
do the
happened
rest?
recently?
In a
in the UK?
whole bunch of quotations, but yeah.
But here's the thing. What I suggested, there's a number of reasons why they're on retainer. One thing I've heard is that recently the Pinkertons have just been operating as interior, like anti-espionage for the almost the entire tabletops games industry for like
Kind
5
of
or
like
6
Wagner or
years.
something.
Man, imagine.
Pretty
you're
much,
like a
yeah.
fucking
But no,
bounty
Wagner would be
hunter.
significantly less scummy.
You're a bounty hunter
Fucking-
and you have to keep cards safe.
I mean, that's
Also,
basically what they
but
did.
2 other things happened. One
God.
is the Magic the Gathering judges who are nonces scandal broke, and more
years ago,
importantly, the unionization of RPG writers over at Paizo happened. So people say, "Oh, it's just anti-espionage." No, let's talk. This is the Pinkertons. They are known first and foremost for murdering union organizers.
And obviously, like Wizards is very. I mean, they just happened recently with their issue over Open OGL, or I guess that's redundant. Whatever the Open Games license, where Wizards basically just doesn't want to let anybody else roll dice if you're not using their freaking stupid system. What could you recap what happened with the?
Because it's dumb because I don't seem to understand that you don't even need the dice really. Like this is the same as running around in the playground chasing your friends with sticks. Like you can't like copyright pretending.
You
fucking
can't
dumb.
copyright game mechanics
They
at all.
really are trying to though. Yeah, like the game I play with Uzalu, he's made himself pretty much. He it built that system, a D6 system. It's based on something else, I think, broadly. But yeah, you can't like copyright. Although Wizards sure would love to.
Well, OGL 1 occurred. Well, OGL 1.1 was completely discarded in the end because they realized, like, oh, we're gonna get taken to court by everyone. Also, this is spawning separate, like, gaming rights systems that is causing more trouble than it's worth. But 1.0 OGL was caused because originally, when the Book of Erotic Fantasy came out, which is a very degenerate book, mostly
What would
it's
give you
just-
that impression?
it's just a degenerate third-party book for people who are sex weirdos that most people primarily use because there's a bunch of actually like semi-useful feats in there that are unrelated to the rest of the matter of the books. But when that came out, they formed the OGL to try and police who could be part of the D20 system, which was totally fucking illegal, by the way. You cannot you cannot actually enforce
You can't copyright
OGL 1.
dice, like the
And,
existence of multi-sided die. I mean, it's ridiculous.
There's also a bunch of like the original draft of OGL, like 0.25, I think it's called, did actually have like a thing where you had to pay a fee after a certain amount sold, but they had to kibosh that because it was unenforceable. So they try and bring back the unusable version of it, and then after that happens, to try and I guess assuage like the legal culpability, they drop the whole no more half-caste characters thing, and say, oh no, it's okay, we're not being racist, we're instituting a system where everyone can be mixed from different species, which is a system you stole from the Book of Erotic Fantasies.
It's also, just to go into it a little bit more specifically, because I pulled up an article to refresh my memory on what OGL 1.1 was. It's not only that, basically, like, anybody who is making, like, anyone who's doing like a YouTube channel like this and using any Wizards of the Coast proprietary material, it's like they could just say they owned, basically, if you were making over a certain threshold of money, they could say that they got a cut of it. Basically,
and they always had access to your books, no matter how much you earned, because they were always allowed to check.
And any new assets you create for OGL 1.1, Wizards of the Coast would own. You come up with a brand new bunch of characters, a brand new new stuff. Wizards owns it.
And the only people who can run emulation of tabletop stuff, so stuff like Roll20, would be Wizards. You would automatically, if your system can run D20 stuff, defaults your whole business to them.
Roll20, donezo. And of course, everyone was like, "This is wait a minute, excuse you, what?" And then they
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing where then people started like warning others about, hey, stop, like, I'm not gonna make any D20 content anymore, as that will default it to them.
Well, that's what people said.
Yeah.
I have a very naive question, because obviously this isn't my area of specialty or whatever. So imagine that I'm like some capitalist consumer of this tabletop board game. Like, what do you actually buy? Like, what's the actual product? Just the idea?
Books.
The books that have the rules in them.
Yeah.
And you can buy adventures, or books that have specific adventure, like pre-laid ones. So, Bill comes up with all this stuff himself, but
most of it on the spot.
But a lot of people, particularly when they're getting into it, just do pre-made adventures, which is way easier because then they've got it out for you.
It would be if anyone actually knew how to lay out a book these days.
Right, but that's why all you pay for, which, by the way, in and of itself, the whole idea of selling a rule set is, like, from the get-go, a little bit spurious. I mean, you certainly can't sell rolling 20-sided die.
It can kind of
I can see selling the adventures.
Like a rule book for, like, I don't know, Monopoly. But not everyone is gonna play Monopoly the same way.
Yeah.
But you still have to, like, buy the Monopoly game with it, right? It's not, those rules aren't worth anything without the game, because in that case. Whereas with D&D, everything happens inside people's heads. Yeah, you can buy maps and models and all kinds of stuff like that. Basically, Wizards was just fucking butt blasted that their inherent, what they sell, isn't really that valuable in terms of, like,
their shareholders were getting antsy that they weren't literally just price gouging on every single thing like it was DLC.
Right, because you can't put DLC on it the way that, although they could, but
part of that thing was if you were using D20 for any other, like, IP, it would default distribution to Wizards. So I would love to see that try and be invigilated against, like, Conan D20 or any of the the religious run D20s, like there is a Bible D20 system. Yeah, honestly, I would rather fight the people.
There's a Bible version.
There is a biblical D20. It's actually really, really good because it's mostly Old Testament.
I'm actually like super curious.
Jesus rolling.
I have it.
What's Jesus?
Well, that's an old D&D joke, is that Jesus saves, everyone else roll for damage, right? Or whatever.
Yeah. I think I've got it around here somewhere. Give me a second. It's a
Right.
Green Ronin book, so I'm fairly certain I've got it.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. That was another issue with the OGL with the 1.1 is that like there's all these like Star Wars and Star Trek and Conan and every freaking thing under the
Right.
sun.
Conan's estate is the Arihad estate is so litigious. Conan O'Brien had to get their official okay to use his real fucking name. They could have sued him if they had been directly consulted.
Well,
he had to argue for it.
Another previously very protective estate was the Tolkien estate. Not much anymore.
There's
but
a Tolkien
like,
D20
of
system
course,
too.
there's tons and tons of iterations of Lord of the Rings and the changes to the OGL, although they haven't been implemented. But when that stuff came out, I remember even like all like the lawyers I listened to on YouTube. Although Rakeda is a big Warhammer dude, and this would have affected Warhammer as well because there's Warhammer. I'm pretty sure there's a direct Warhammer tie-in. But I don't know. I don't know. Do they work direct? Does GW work directly with Wizards or
they have a Magic the Gathering set. They do not have a D20 system because Warhammer 40,000 has its own multiple RPG systems.
And they're all D100 systems.
Right, but basically, there was all these other franchises though that use essentially OpenGL. And so it was like, okay, well then all of a sudden Wizards could go to every single company that has ever, because also here was the thing, is that the way that it was written in this new rule is that it is in perpetuity going both backwards and forwards in time. So anything from this point forward, but also anything that was ever made in the past under the new rules retroactively became subjugate to them. So if, the Tolkien estate had made a something using OpenGL or something akin to it that was in the style of Dungeons and Dragons, they could go sue the Tolkien estate technically, or demand, at least not sue maybe, but demand a certain amount of any profits that they made from selling it.
They would also completely renege the existence of the Lord of the Rings tabletop games, of which there are many, and almost none of them are. Only one batch of D21s are actually written by using D20. Most of them are G-dubs.
No, that's assuming it holds up in court.
It would not.
That's the thing. Is
the original doesn't hold up in court. You cannot copyright game mechanics. That is a known fucking thing.
And they know that, which is why they got like lambasted by every lawyer on the planet. I mean, Rakeda certainly called them up, but Rakeda is into, so as is Ty Beard. So like, and Ty Beard's been playing D&D 1E. And I remember when this stuff was first happening, he was pretty pissed. Ty Beard was originally one of Rittenhouse, and then he moved at the very, very beginning before they moved on to all those other teams. But he also did the representation for Vic. I think didn't Ty represent Rittenhouse for like a minute and then moved on. I know he did Mignon, obviously. But no, not Ty did. Ty didn't do Rittenhouse. That was Bronca. My bad. Another friend of Rakeda's. All these internet lawyers, my bad.
So I found my copy of Testament to the Biblical RPG.
I'm kind of fascinated by this.
It also has the two expansions, which are, of course, Tribulations of Kanar and the Hittites. I'm not sure why the Hittites get their own expansion. That seems weird.
How, Bill, you're the only one here who's technically a priest. And I mean, not even technically. How heretical is this? On
It's
a scale
completely respectful.
Okay, I was gonna say from one to the childhood gospels or the gospel of Judas. I mean, like, how bad are we talking?
Well, I guess it gets about as heretical as there are stats for actual the sacred winged bull of the Hittites and Hezdamu the Leviathan. Like the idea that these things are.
Doesn't Jehovah just kick all their asses? Like.
I believe so. Aren't the Hittites ones the iron chariots that cause the problems?
Please tell me that it has an NPC called Ainazir, who's a copper merchant.
What?
Oh no, isn't his copper shit?
Oh, that guy, the one who they found the ancient is it Hittite or Mesopotamian slabs. This guy's copper is bullshit.
Yeah.
I think they found that after this was written, sadly. This is quite early.
So I should have saved.
Oh god, there's stats for worshipping Nergal and Marduk. Oh, they got all sorts.
Bruh.
It's organized by civilization.
So what do you pick someone from a certain civilization to play as? Like like a Hittite or a
Yeah, pretty much.
Hebrew
I'm just
or
playing Civ.
I guess so.
I'll say Bible studies would be a lot more interesting if you were just playing D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Maybe maybe Christian
Maybe they were
schools,
onto
there you
something.
go.
You get judged by how close you are to the actual events of the book.
You can do like a Tower of Babel 9/11 BC thing.
Oh god.
That'd be pretty fun.
Are you insinuating?
My liege, there was a second dragon.
What about Tower?
Here's the question: which tribe caused
Babylonian
the
Tower
fall of
Babylon.
Babel?
Oh no!
Those crickets.
We will never know, Bill, because now everyone speaks, different languages. So it is lost knowledge.
Was eine Schande. Oh man.
I don't know enough Guernsey French to make the joke work. But here we go, motherfucking Nephilim giants and a half Nephilim for some fucking reason.
Well, yeah, because that was the whole problem. That's why they all got in trouble, was because they were
Lamau.
playing with the females.
The Ziz is only CR11.
Well, that's how the Nephilim were created in the first place. It was angels were breeding with human females,
Honestly.
and they were.
Actually, I don't have a comment on this. Never mind.
For legal reasons, we don't have a single fucking thing to say. There are stats for Cain.
Oh shit! What is he a vampire?
Fighter 10, sorcerer 10, human.
What were you saying, Mark?
Oh, I've had this thought before. Like, what if the Nephilims are actually the humans, and the Torah is what the Neanderthal story is?
Oh, it's getting a bit Gnostic.
Though I believe that
truth they don't want you to know about.
the Semitic tribes have almost no Neanderthal admixture, if memory serves.
Oh yeah, I think because
It's
Neanderthal admixture is primarily out of northern
It's a
Indo-European. Cultures tend to have more Neanderthal admixture.
You want stats for Abraham?
Bruh, of course.
So it's. Hang on, is LEV is Levite literally a fucking class?
What? That sounds actually.
Well, he's CR16. It's pretty great. He's got he's got a lot of stuff going on. Esau. And
well,
Jacob
yeah,
as well.
he is like the first patriarch. He better. Oh yeah.
I've got stats for Moses.
There you go.
Question: Does
I'm
he
just
have
so-
water walking? No, that's for Jesus. Never mind.
He probably does. He's quite high level.
Fair.
He summoned the wind that parted the waters. He blew them aside. To be specific.
I did not know it
And
was
turns
wind.
into
I just
snake
thought he
as well.
just did it. He just put a stick down and
Wow.
just parted. I never knew it was wind, actually.
He does not actually have. He's apparently Levite is actually a class with casting. No, he's got 3 levels of Paladin, 10 levels of Professor.
What's Judas's CMD?
It's a very good question. I've not gotten that far. I'm still in the Old Testament. Caleb,
I
Joshua,
am curious.
Miriam is statted.
Who's
What?
Miriam?
So bizarre.
Deborah, Ruth, Shiloh, got all the
Miriam
warriors.
is Moses' sister.
Samson is Fighter
No, that's-
9,
yeah.
Champion 8, Judge 1. Delilah, who's say
Mechanicus has a question. How many Egyptians can Moses solo?
he's pretty high. Moses is pretty high level. He can. You see how 20. He can take it to the fucking crowd.
He just starts
He's got-
using the
he's
wind
got
to
all
fucking
sorts.
whip him around.
Always got called Stephen the phylactery of power. I'm not sure what the phylactery of power would just be like the headpiece one.
So that implies a lich.
No, phylactery in this case is the one that's like they've got the scroll and the little headpiece. He's also got ranks in herdsman,
Good for him.
knowledge,
Well,
dreams.
yeah, because he was a shepherd.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky.
He's
got 158 hit points. He's got more than Ziz.
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I will say that Ziz is the air version of Behemoth. Basically, it's a giant air beast. Leviathan for the water.
I'm really
Demon for the
interested.
earth.
Some of them, I'm quite interested in some
I've
of them.
sent it.
Like, I really want to see. Can you skip forward to some of Jesus' statted?
The part with is Dave and Goliath is entitled "A Kid with a Rock."
Rock kid.
I really do want to see how Jesus and Judas are statted. Although David and Goliath, that's interesting as well. I mean,
David is a CR 19, Fighter 9. What the hell's Psalmist 9, Aristocrat 2, Rogue 2. He of course comes with a sling
of course.
and arrows and short bow.
Is it, as a child, is there an alternate adult set for him?
That is the adult set. I'm not sure what the child version would be. Probably just the couple levels of
'Cause-
Rogue.
I'm pretty sure he's a child when he fights Goliath.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
why
sure
the
what
whole,
level
like,
he's meant to be when he fights Goliath.
How much XP did he
Well,
get from killing Goliath? Is the question.
Goliath is CR 16.
Exactly.
He is CR 16, so quite a lot.
He got a lot of XP. It's one of the
Got
things
Jo-
that a lot
Oh,
of
I got Job.
Oh shit. Real quick though,
Super.
while you look at it, while you go through Job, one of the things that is, people always hee hoo hoo ha ha about Michelangelo's David, right? Is it like, look how tiny his pee-pee is?
Huh?
And the thing is that I'm sure you've seen the statue of David, the very famous one, where he got the sling over his shoulder, and people, they're like, look how tiny his pee-pee is. Well, the reason is because Michelangelo
so
sculpted it that way on purpose. He's sculpted it that way on purpose. The other things, if you look at Michelangelo's statue of David, you'll see that it's not the only thing that's slightly out of proportion. His feet, hands, and head are all way too big for an adult man. And it's because he's not supposed to, even though like he looks in every way like an adult man, he's supposed to be like 12. So, yeah, in the story.
Oh no!
So even though
Laughing at the penis, eh? Nonce.
no, you're a nonce.
Michelangelo was interested in a third, more sinister thing.
Michelangelo with the spicy Uno reverse cut. Which is not the first time he did shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, laughing at this penis. Are you staring at this penis? Are you high here by the powers invested in me from some guy?
I'm gonna call the cops on you.
By the power invested in me by some bloke I met in the pub who knew for certain I'd name you pedophile.
File.
Here's pour one out for monkey dust.
Oh, very
Fucking
similar
great
by
show.
the powers. I followed a star. The
The
Daily,
Daily
Star.
Star. I can't believe he called. Can't even fucking finish the joke now.
How's Job statted then?
Well, how is Job status? Isaiah,
I'm also
Elisha.
curious about Xerxes if he's in there as well.
Solomon
Ooh.
is. Job is Fighter 12,
Solomon is-
Aristocrat 3.
Interesting. Solomon's got to be like the tippity top. He's got to be like a
No,
level mage, right?
he is Aristocrat 8 and Psalmist 10.
But he's literally the inventor of Solomonic magic.
Most of
I
it
was
was
gonna
just
say, like,
streamlining
you can
though.
summon ghosts and shit in, like,
Yeah.
some Hebrew versions of some stories or whatever.
Okay, that's because all of these stat lines are biblically accurate. They literally said, according to later legends, Solomon was a sorcerer of legendary power. Some of his psalmist spells above were chosen to reflect some of Solomon's showier reputed deeds. And kind of
Oh
taking
shit! They
these
actually took that into
elementals.
consideration.
The GM might consider changing some of his aristocrat levels to sorcerer.
Oh shit! They knew what they were on about then, because a lot of people think
No
Solomon
joke.
was a
Got
wizard,
all
right?
this. Got Ahab, Elijah, Jezebel. This has gone to this stream has gone to a very strange place.
I
I'm
honestly
fascinated by it, though.
wish that there was an Islamic version of this, just so that I can turn on my favorite channel, Memory TV, and watch two imams argue about the CR of Muhammad.
You laugh. I guarantee you'll exist.
Oh,
Islam
By Allah, I will
T20. Is there?
Like, by Allah,
Is-
I will beat you with my shoe.
There is. I found a bunch of Islamic themed D20s, which is usually a good sign that there's something on the horizon that we haven't quite found yet. But
Are there Islamic TTRPG memes? Because that's kind of amazing.
I watched some guy make a D20 out of an amethyst recently, and jeez, it's such a beautiful
that's cool.
dice. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it in general because everyone should watch it.
Okay, I think I might have found something. Hang on.
Oh no.
Have you seen, there's like an item that a lot of Muslims have that's like a multi-sided shape with the 101 names of Allah written on in Arabic. Has anyone seen that? Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't like percentile systems as a rule.
Okay. Like 100-sided die.
Okay, true 20 system. Tales of the Caliphate Knights. Got it.
Yes!
Whoa,
It exists!
It exists.
Dude,
it exists.
Oh god.
Oh my.
That's amazing.
A D20 offshoot closer to mutants and masterminds than actual D20.
Really?
That's hilarious. Dude, could you imagine wizards trying to like legally shimmy their way into just cucking that system?
I would love to just see someone having to republish it today. It's like the prophet, the great prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, and just when it gets to like the artwork section, it just says nah, nope. It's just the word nope in like size 72 font, just stretched out to where the like profile picture should be.
Wait,
This
I
is
think
green
Scott's
text.
gone.
It sure does.
Does it?
I highly doubt God is statted, but I do wonder if Jesus is.
I'm going as far as I can. Okay, we've got Daniel and King Nebuchadnezzar, Judah Maccabee.
This is quite all very old.
Israelite War. I'm not sure if it might just be
They
Old
might
Testament.
not stat New Testament stuff. I'm just wondering if they do it all because
There's not a lot of actual interesting combat in the New Testament. It's just a lot of kind of dithering. There's a lot of Akhenaten, Horemheb.
Honestly, the New
Ramses
Testament
II.
is just a slice of life anime. Changed my mind.
Wait, they include Cleopatra. That's not far off.
Oh.
Tiberius is what the third or fourth.
Oh, when I typed in, I googled Islamic D&D. I did find a. What is this?
Yeah, I think this
It's from
specifies Old Testament. Sadly, yeah.
I did. This kind of goes back to the other thing though as well. I found an article about like in Dungeons and Dragons you can be anything. There's even Islamic D&D, which I don't really find a lot of evidence for because they're trying to run defense for the another thing that Wizards kind of got laughed at for about a year ago now, 2 years ago now, which was the combat wheelchair. First of all, I didn't have a problem with the combat wheelchair. It was just kind of stupid.
If I see someone try to wheel out that motherfucker, I swear to God, I actively be like I will have you fight someone who legit has like ramps that go down, but on the way up they turn to stairs.
Have fun fighting a trip build. Get fucked.
Bill, Saucy's asking, would Buddha be a bard, and what would his stats be?
Buddha is almost like which Buddha? There's a lot of them.
The
Siddhartha Gautama.
most well-known one?
Siddhartha. So I'm fairly certain Siddhartha is statted. I know that Jesus is, just not in this system because this is all log.
Oh god,
shit.
even Spoon is here now.
Spoon,
Hello, Spoon.
Yeah, even Spoon is here. Hello, Spoon. Yes, a combat.
Oh, as Spoon is announced, I just look at the Hittite section and I just see the words "the rapid decline."
And yes, there's a combat wheelchair they added into it because it's all part of Wizards of the Coast trying to get their ESG or up, or whatever.
Like I just don't get it. Like why? And they always show it's like, oh, it's a modern wheelchair, and it's like those slope like athletic wheelchairs, and the person on it is wielding a knife that could not possibly reach a person. Like
that's the worst part of the picture, right?
Like,
Yeah,
at
look
least
at this
give them a
picture.
gun.
Like. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if I was in a wheelchair, I'd put a fucking culverine on it and just pink mist everything that I shot
Who
at.
the fuck is he gonna stab with that dagger?
Has the picture been posted?
Yeah, I pushed it in general,
Oh,
not in
God,
players.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I fucking hate everything about this. Why has he got kneecappers on? You're in a city.
Right.
Why are you wearing green plaid? Why have you got a matching neckerchief?
Also,
What?
literally, if one of those people were to hold onto this wheel or like jam a stick in, he wouldn't be able to move or turn.
Yeah,
and then you can
he's
just
totally fucked.
Just take it.
He's got
start
He's got
shoving the
cartoonishly
wheelchair.
thin. He's got cartoonishly thin stiletto. He's being attacked by a man with what appears to be a butter knife and the world's worst drawn rapier. What is up with that? Why is the blade off center? Why is there a bit of the grips coming out the bottom of the basket hilt?
As Gasmask Bro also asked in the Discord chat, it's like, has this tiefling not get his tail caught up in the wheels, dude?
It's like visibly going through it.
It's most likely a conveniently placed tail hole.
Why?
Because
Unironically,
So is he strapped into it?
no, it's just he has to fucking loop
he's
his
not.
tail through
He's
a
wearing a
little
waist-
hole in the back of the chair.
Okay.
I'm just
so this-
imagining
okay.
someone cast heat metal.
Oh god.
What's wood? But that makes it worse. Like, let's say there are metal parts
Yeah,
here. It's
heat
obvious. Rust monster. Okay, have fun crawling the rest of the way.
Surely they have shields that they could put over like the wooden slats in the wheels or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Also, Rat King points
But
out
heat metal's
that
a
why are
good-
there
like a
gems on the
point.
hilt in the striking surfaces of that basket hilt?
Yeah.
Why is there grip coming out the bottom?
Heat metal is a cantrip, isn't it?
No, it's a level 2 spell.
It's level-
It's actually quite.
Oh, it's level 2.
potent.
Why did I think it was like...
Also, that man is. There is a bottle next to that man. He's most likely drunk if he thinks that's a good idea.
yeah.
Why has he got mismatched spaulders? He's got a spaulders and a pauldron. He's wearing a ring around his fucking his horn like he's a fucking sheep.
Spoon said the combat wheelchair would just be stolen by 12% of the population to steal faster.
I don't think this would make you go faster. Now, conversely,
I
a
don't think it makes you
bicycle
go
would.
faster.
You
either.
can maybe put
It
the
ju-
items onto the wheelchair and then just run with it.
I mean, like, it'd be one thing, I guess, if you had, like, some kind of, it was more of, like, a steampunk or, Victorian era setting campaign where you could put, like,
Like,
an
steampunk
engine
could
on this.
could be like cool, like in how
Right,
like
you could
in
have
Avatar.
prototypes.
There
the
are
one
what's
kid
called
had the
battle fort-
wheelchair.
There's something called a Battle Fortress from one of the little Red Goblin Games books, which is literally a wheelchair, but it's designed to be literally like a piece of fucking scenery.
Something
it's like
that's very-
It is a siege tower that you happen to be able to operate without legs.
Something that's
I'm
very,
quite
like,
sure. I'm quite sure they did a steampunk wheelchair in Wild Wild West.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
that's
about to bring
fucking
up. I
amazing.
was about to bring up Wild Wild West because there's a steampunk wheelchair in Wild Wild West.
Yeah, Lovelace.
I like the one
Yeah.
wheelchair from Avatar that is like that you can also fly in. Not the blue people one, the airbender one.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Yeah, Avatar has a
Blue
bunch of
people
cool stuff like
has
that
a
too.
wheelchair too.
Also, what happened to just having a sled
Well,
or something?
he's crippled in the blue people one.
Sorry,
Yeah.
was that Han?
What happened to just having a sled?
Yeah, or trolley. I can tell you this much: you can do some fucking nasty
Or
shit with
skis.
it. Yeah, or skis, or anything. Or how about this? How about you spend one of these things costs a couple $100 gold? By the way, I've seen the stats on these things. These can only be destroyed with like multiple consecutive critical hits.
Yeah, that's
Right,
bullshit.
they've made it OP because it's all about like.
Yeah,
Look-
you need to crit it twice in a row to
Bro.
even damage it.
The thing is, I do get wanting to have that as an option and just have it be statted.
I do too.
Just as
Just don't
much
make
as
it-
We had it
Jesus
in
is
Burst.
statted, okay? Like,
But why is it
why the
right,
fuck
but
do
why
we
is
have
it
Cain and
overpowered? You know
Jesus
what?
statted? So
I mean, look,
it makes sense that it is there, I would say. But
Yeah,
as
I
long as
don't-
it's not
I don't
forced
mind.
onto us, I guess. As long as they're
I
not
think-
like,
I
you
think the
have to have
reason
a
why-
wheelchair in all your games.
precisely. I think the reason people were. I don't even think they were mad about it. I think they were just like making fun of it because it's silly. Like again, we
Yeah,
all here have
as
been talking
Zalmas
about how
put
you
it,
can
just
do
strap
this
the
cool.
cripple to the horse. Strap the
Or I
cripple
mean,
to
like
the
okay,
orc.
like so for example, my favorite comic book character is Daredevil, right? And I would like to playing a blind character could be fun where you have other supernatural to make up.
And
for
then you have an
being blind.
excuse why you don't read the rules.
Right, exactly, because I'm blind, Bill. I can't read. How terrible of you. Or I could see wanting to, like a blind monk or like a deaf person or something who there's all kinds of stuff like this in media. I can totally see wanting to do it. But like it's only because this I think what really made people have a backlash to this is how stupid the promo image is, right? It's just
Yeah, it's just that the
promo
art is
really
made by the guy who does like spheres of power, so it looks like complete dog shit.
Like if it was
Yeah.
like, for example, a wheelchair that was also like a moving alchemy lab, that would look cool. Like
Yeah,
just this
again,
dude
something
with
more
a portable
like-
lab. There's just
They're
a
all
chemist.
the same shit. It's all the same sloped wheel
Or
bullshit.
yeah, you have an automaton or something that it's like a portable lab and it walks around. Or like what's his name? The dude from Morrowind, the last dwarf who's in like the big fat guy who's in his little walking around thing. You know what I'm talking
Nah, you need that fucking Grease's gold tooth like go kart.
about? Spoon wants me to AI
Or
generate
by
a combat
full
wheelchair.
malnourished
Alright.
noblars.
Yeah, that's what it used to be. It just used to be a tidal wave of noblars. That's how it should be.
Yeah, no, I will say they could have chosen better.
Just
Woof.
give him a freaking sword at least, something that he can fight back with.
Give him a halberd.
Imagine
Just
throwing
Something
against
with
this guy.
range.
Something he can give him a freaking musket. That'd be cool.
Let him do jousting.
Yeah. And then just have the monk or the barbarian run at full, hold on to the handles and run at
Hold
full
on,
speed.
yes. Okay, this is fun. See, look.
So you
now-
could mount. Why is he not like? Okay, he's wearing like a breastplate, which I think is meant to be boiled leather or something, because he's clearly meant to be a rogue of some kind. Because otherwise, why the fuck would you use a knife that is comically small as you fight the man with a regular comically small knife, aka a butter knife, for looks of this artwork? Like, if I was in a combat wheelchair, I would be located somewhere inside of it. I would not be visible to the
Yeah.
naked eye.
Wait, why
There's other
does he
pictures
have a
of this
kitchen
exact guy.
knife?
Yeah, it's like a.
Yeah.
Why the fuck
It's
is
like he's
a
getting
kitchen knife?
he's getting
It's a-
jumped
it's a-
by
it's a
someone with a.
Chris, you know.
Not even. It's not a Chris. His name
No?
might be fucking Chris because that's a fucking stick knife.
Yeah.
This is.
Wait,
He
would
looks
that
like he's
even be
being.
a thing at that point?
Chris is a big wavy knife, but that's not even an actual weapon. The guy on his right is apparently wielding some as pointed out by Ranking, a rapier with an off-center blade where there are gems on the handle where you'd strike with it. So they just fall the fuck out of their fixture. So he's got a comically small stiletto, which is actually smaller than the spikes on his wheels, which he's using in an actual spikes on Budiccio spikes on his wheels in a city. I bet that's probably why he's getting jumped by two people who are armed with a ceremonial weapon and a steak knife, because he probably just blew through a bar and kneecapped every person there. He's an evangelical paraplegic.
Ooh.
He's spreading the good
Evangelical
word.
paraplegic.
He's spreading the good word of having no working legs.
Yeah, no, I do think like the concept of just like a portable lab, that actually sounds
Yeah, that's
pretty
cool.
No,
You
you
just have
can't
to
have
party-
alchemy be the character. You can't let him be the alchemy character because you know what's going to happen. All the other party members are going to strap him for the C4 and wheel him down the fucking hill at someone.
Well, if it works, Bill. Okay.
Yeah, dear. Yeah, of course it works. It worked in Battlefield Bad Company too, and it's worked ever since.
I can't explain how amazing the art that the AI is producing. I'll make a couple more and then I'll start posting some because
Yeah, Racking puts out, why not Chariot? No one ever goes for Chariot. Chariots are fucking cool.
Yeah.
yeah, a chariot build. Here, I'll show you the first one because it was already my favorite.
Or just have like a
I mean-
huge elephant you sit on. I don't know. Like one of those.
Exactly.
war
There's all kinds of
ones
ways you could
from-
do this.
Or just in Bloodborne, there's a bunch of people who have no working legs, and what they do, they kind of wheel around very slowly with a big fucking gun.
There's so the whole thing is that the whole point of D&D and or Pathfinder or all these TTRPGs is to be creative, and yet it's like for whatever reason it seems that Wizards is freaking allergic to creativity and fun. What's the point then?
The point is that they will send you Pinkertons. I think. Wizards of the Coast, right? I think.
That's why they were pushing the combat wheelchair to prepare the people who accidentally posted things they weren't meant to on Twitch.
Right, I guess so. Like,
I feel like we gloss over the fact that Wizards of the Coast literally sent a home invasion team to rob someone at gunpoint, and they got away with it.
yeah, and well, I mean, I don't know how well they got away with it. I mean, it was in the news for like a day, and then everyone kind of was like, whatever, I guess.
It was eclipsed by other dumber shit they've done.
It was eclipsed by them putting out which is bizarre, but it was around the same time they also did I actually think this was this after that they released the same set in MTG that was no, this was the same set where it was Lord of the Rings, but Aragorn was black, and people were like, but why?
That's not what they meant by Black Numenorians.
It's just like,
Also,
why?
yeah, implying that the people who caused literally the destruction of the world, who worship Morgoth, happen to be African in skin tones. Like,
Aiden, I
It's
think
not
you need
bad.
to
They
send
can
it
get
to
it.
Spoon directly. He's not in the.
Oh,
survey.
Spoon. Yeah, I'll send you some of the images. You know. Oh, he sent me a picture of a combat wheelchair. I'll post that back in ours, which is.
I do like the idea of it being like a Stephen Hawking wheelchair, just going, just going fuck. That's whatever's chasing them's getting closer.
What about those like weird, like elongated, three, wheeled bike things where you lay in them and just use your hands?
Like luge bikes.
What do you call it? Like a luge or whatever. Where there's the thing that they go down the real fast.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast. See, there's a combat wheelchair.
Well, you can't because those are feet operated.
No, there's some with
That's true.
that are arm operated too.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's recumbent trikes.
Yeah, I think I've seen that at the Paralympics.
Just put them on a fucking skateboard. They're cheaper. It's a skateboard. It's like literally the most useful. Like in terms of like adventuring, a skateboard is not a horrible piece of equipment because it's also a shield, albeit small.
Can I get a longboard for reach?
You can hit people with it, and you get shot with an AR-15.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
Honestly, I can't get the image out of my head of wizards sending the Pinkertons after someone to put them in a wheelchair, and then after the person is stuck in a wheelchair, them just giving them a get well soon card that just says it's all uphill from here.
Oh my god.
No, it's the Pinkertons. And they won't just cripple you; they will just straight up kill you most of the time. So it's like, so we hear you were leaving on the card, and they get booted out of a fucking window.
Yeah.
So what else have they done right around the same time? What else did they get in trouble for recently?
That was the race stuff. It was like no more half-breed characters.
Right, then it was that. They had no more half-breeds, which is just like, everybody who is into like the Idpol stuff is like, wait, what? Wait a minute.
So now we have a whole chart of how many different like half-breeds there can be. It's like, well, guess what? This isn't going to stop us because we're all going to play human fighters anyway. Nothing
as people generally tend to do.
Be based. Well timed. But let's face it, like, do you really want to be the like? Look at the image of the guy in the wheelchair really does exemplify it. Who is the kind of prick who would play this? A tiefling player.
Of course, it's a tiefling, right?
The 5e tiefling players have come. Like, tiefling players were already not in the best of reputations, and 5e's ramped it up to the nth degree.
Sorry.
Well, they keep wanting to make tieflings like the face of D&D, and I don't really know why.
Maybe because that's the most original thing they've made? I don't know.
There's fish people, there's turtle people, there's big tall people.
But that's not well known, because I guess with tieflings you have the thing of just how much you can make them different. From like having the...
That was Pathfinder though. Regular tieflings don't have that.
Oh.
Check out this dude.
Elves actually have... Elves actually have more variety.
Look,
okay, if your legs are just the wheels, like act like... No, we need to go further. We need to go further than this. Hang on, give me a second.
Several people are typing in general.
As they should. We need to go further. We need to go far further than this. We're upgrading. We're going to go to the... God damn it, what? No! Who put an Irby on a Hetzer? That's the fucking... I was about to roast Axel from Twisted Metal.
Wait, does it just spin him around? Because he's attached a
Yes.
Logically, it would.
No, it's the actual, like, axle is, like, the plate next to him, and then it spins around. Though if you get some airtime, like, who put the Irby on the Hetzer? The Hetzer is just oh fucking Jesus Christ! The fucking Irby Hetzer. Oh, this doesn't make a fucking lick of sense.
Let's see.
I don't know what's going on, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask.
Right,
the Hetzer is just
actually.
The Hetzer is just 4 wheels and a massive cannon from BattleTech, and the Irby is just an urban defense mech. It's primarily intended for use in urban combat and like police operations.
The Irby sounds cute.
The Irby is the greatest thing I've ever. It's my favorite mech of all. Yeah, it's probably like just full stop my favorite mech. It just looks like complete.
I mean, it's like from what Bill showed me, it's like the mass-produced little mech essentially that everybody. It's meant for urban. So.
It's slowish. It's slower than an assault mech. It's like it's pretty tank. It's reasonably durable.
It's okay.
It
to
can
be
jump
slow.
jet.
Here is the combat wheelchair. Holy shit!
Hang on. Give me a second.
He just is the wheelchair. I mean, but that looks okay. There you go. There's a combat wheelchair for you.
No, I'll show you a goddamn combat wheelchair.
I mean, I could imagine like a
Walking
duo
trash can.
of like
Rolling. Come on.
a golem wheelchair and some
Yes.
dude.
What? It's just a giant dick.
That's an actual racing wheelchair. That's why. Also, you got to know this is an actual tokusatsu show. Oh yeah.
All right, we just got $5 from Anonymous. I gotta go get dinner, but someone said they were getting white girl wasted for super chats earlier, so don't let me down. Fuck.
I have to. I've been talking, so I've barely been drinking. I'll remedy that.
Yeah, I mentioned in chat that for super chats I'll drink, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Super chat, so we will drink. Thank you for the super chat, Anonymous.
Thank you.
Sure.
Did you say skull or shalom?
Skull.
Skull.
I will say I don't like as much as I do like the design of Chosoku Parahiro. I do not like the texture of his suit, which is remarkably like avocado-like.
Oh shit! Okay, the
looks
legs
like
on the one guy are
Deadpool.
kind of. The legs on the one guy in this picture are kind of fucked up, but other than that, it looks actually.
It looks like.
And don't look at the wheels too. Don't look at the wheels too closely on this one either. But like, that's a duo there, you know.
Honestly, as a duo, if it was like fully spec'd into them working with each other,
Yeah.
I can see it
easy.
work.
I do like the
Exactly.
concept of a gigantic Mesopotamian elf.
Yeah, pushing the smaller elf in his combat wheelchair.
That's
holding
just
a
his
halberd.
younger brother that he swore to protect
Yeah.
and take on
Fucking,
adventures.
Gigantic Semitic warrior
Honestly,
elf, like putting
how
the Steen in Ornstein smoke.
Honestly, that as a concept is really cute. Just some dude taking his
Oh.
younger brother on adventures.
We still got it.
And like
You
protecting.
know,
Protect
that's
boys.
another thing. That is awesome. And another thing that I wanted to bring up is that if anybody in the chat, because we've always done to do this when we're doing like our more open, if you have a like throughout, you don't have to chat it, but of course it's appreciated. If you have like a character idea or concept, Bill is always good to ask about like how to
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll hook
figure
you
out
up.
what to do and
If need be,
how you might make that work.
tag me. I'll catch it in the chat and we'll bring it up.
Yeah, if there's any
Oh, yeah.
ideas that you have floating around, because that's always fun to do. And Bill can tell you how to.
Do you have a character concept? Do
anything.
you not know how to implement it? I will find a third-party book that will somehow allow you to do so.
And then you can bully your DM with this book.
Wait. I do like the blue armor as well. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
genuinely,
Got that RuneScape tech.
having that as like a concept or like people you come across as NPCs could be cool. Or just like this
I mean, it's also-
big burly dude that is unapproachable, just taking his little brother, like other family member or friend,
On adventures,
out on
yeah.
adventures because on his own he wouldn't be able to because he's in a wheelchair. Like that should like sounds
Like-
really cute as a concept.
And you
Specking
could,
into.
you could have
Okay,
two
here's his
players do
gimmick.
this, or you could have one player do it. You know,
One's
either way.
big guy's a hulking hurler, so he specializes in throwing things at high speeds. The little guy is a dragoon, so as long as he's in the air, once he hits the ground, lance first, he will just flip himself somewhere else.
So what, you throw him out of the wheelchair
Yes.
skyward?
Yeah, you actually grab the. That's why one wheel is different. You grab the one wheel, lock it in place, and you spin it to get momentum, and then you hoof him into the air, and he just bounces around the lance point, doing like
Right.
flips and shit.
Well, okay, let's see. Is there
Can
any other
he
interesting
use
stuff with
legs as
wizards?
nunchucks?
Use his legs, his broken little legs as nunchucks. Oh.
We are not. I would not suggest doing that one meme about Taskmaster. Has everyone seen the meme about Taskmaster?
I only know Taskmaster from...
Wait, which one? The one where
what's it
Marvel
called?
versus
Deltarune.
Capcom?
There's a meme where Taskmaster fights the Avengers, and like that Mr. Fantastic shows up now to show that he can copy anyone. He breaks his arm, just starts windmilling it.
There's a whole bunch of those comics.
Oh, God.
A whole bunch of comics about that. Yeah, it came out. Oh, there it is. Taskmaster's Task. I got another one from one.
I'm gonna watch it without sound in case.
You do kind of need it.
Oh, what was it? It was
Damn, he wasn't kidding.
yeah. Sorry, this is a little dead air because people are watching the video here, and I'm not sure if it's one we can play on air. So.
Yeah, it's got some sound in the background that I don't trust. just Mr. Fantasy going, for the love of God, stop spinning it.
Hang on.
Also, you could have a gimmick.
My brain.
Okay, two Steamborgs. One's got no arms, one's got no legs. When they need to fight, they use the combination, like Steamborg feet from Dragon Mech to form up into Mecha Shiva. And it's just one really tall, torsoed creature. There's legit feet to let you do that shit.
Oh, I remember what I was like. Taking Taskmaster's powers to any kind of serious degree, and then with some weird stuff like watching Galactus eat planets. Technically, can he eat the planet?
Just in from one of our Fisher friends, Magic Mochi, $50, saying thanks for the amazing games. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Why are you doing this to us, Coffee?
Skull,
You're
it's time
welcome.
to drink. Time to drink, Skull.
This is my fault because of how we dragged him into the other servers and D&D game shit.
I died.
Also, if you guys want to not just post in YouTube, but shit post in the Discord as we're shit posting the Discord. Of course, the link is in the description, and we're I'm trying to keep the shit
What I should
posting
use
as
this
general.
opportunity also. I've started my own Discord on it. I should drop a link for people to.
Oh yeah, please
Yeah,
do.
I'm in it.
Let's go. I'm surprised you didn't have one. Well, I mean, Discord's such a. So many people keep getting in trouble over Discord servers that it's. What was the big thing that happened the other day? Like stupid. Illuminati, which you might be aware of, Blair.
Don't call me her
Blair
name.
Penny, but no, I meant you might be aware of Blair Penny, but no, I wouldn't call you the
Jesus
name
Christ.
of the pyramid one. It was unrelated. It's just
Literal
some YouTube
pyramid
drama.
scheme.
I mean, certainly a fucking nasty. And that's the thing is that I've known about that, and you've known about that for a long time. I think.
I stopped watching her like 2 years ago after she got upset over someone making a joke that she took as a fat joke, so she deleted stuff from their channel.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not gonna. Like, this is
weird.
This is her talking about D&D, but just real quick, another YouTuber has done a real big oopsie.
Okay, first before the big oopsie, she decided to accuse someone of stealing a ripped paper effect and highlighted words effect for YouTube videos.
How dare you?
Which are both from the editing software she uses.
Which then made people
No,
start to
effect,
dig into her past.
Right.
But quite a lot.
What a ridiculous thing. Well, she accused, by the way, not just like any YouTuber, but an actual lawyer of stealing her effect, and it's like that's probably not a great idea. And then people's like, and it was like, hey, wow, like we've been telling you guys for years, this woman's kind of nuts. Oh well, but I'm fucking here for the ride. It's been funny the last couple days to be like, oh, you do like just use every once in a while when there's like a person who's just nasty, and it's like that's nice to see them get some come up. But back to it.
We're getting booed.
Okay, here's the concept. Here is the concept. It is a D20 Bible system game. You're going back to. Your job is to quantum leap through the Bible to a randomly rolled book each session, and you have to bring a team of whatever you can put together from the various books that you have to grab at random from a pile.
Oh god.
So you have one person who's like stuck using Thieves' World, so he's using a completely incomprehensible magic system. You got one guy who grabbed Dragon Mech, so he's got a basically an urban mech with an Artemis 4 targeting system, but the Ark of the Covenant for a main gun.
Bruh.
And who piloted by a particularly psychotic, probably name, let's be real here. And then you just have one guy who's just Conan the Barbarian.
What? Sorry, I'm
Together they fight crime.
I was looking up some things from recent, Wizards of the Coast dramas with Duncan. Here's a headline for you. Wizards of the Coast concerned about fat-shaming Themberchild in Honor Among Thieves, the new D&D movie.
Oh,
They
the
were
very
concerned-
chunky dragon?
The chonky dragon. They didn't want the dragon to be chonky because they were worried about fat shaming.
but that
What the
makes him
fuck is this
lovable.
company?
Like,
I know, it makes it way
Like,
more
I've
interesting.
not seen the movie. I would be interested
either
too,
yet,
but I'm
but-
not gonna necessarily pay to go into the movie.
No.
But
I'm not giving
From what
people
I've
to
seen-
give high Pinkertons money.
at least like from the like Funko Pops that I've seen around with people receiving them, he looks so chunky and cute.
Wait, why can't what?
Why
the
can't
fu-
we have
okay.
nice, comfy things?
That's what I don't understand. Is it like
Oh.
okay, what? Oh, he's also in Magic the Gathering currently. I mean, they're all working. Yeah, it's a big chunky boy. I like it. It's cute, and
That gives him
this is
character. It
like
makes him stand out
how-
besides every other red dragon.
every other dragon. Which right, exactly. Like dragons have a pretty consistent look about them. I mean, which can be a bit boring, but instead you made him a chunky lad, made him a big chungus. Oh,
Honestly, I'd rather.
That's the moment that someone realised that, hang on a minute, Pyrocynical is typing.
Bill, I googled it, and on the first page,
You should not have Googled that.
I just googled his name, Themberchild, and the first page is a fur affinity image, which I
You
had
do not
see
need
it.
to go any further. We are demonetized enough.
I'm looking it up
Pyrocynical is
right now.
typing.
Oh, he's so
I'll send it to you,
chunky.
Penny.
Sorry.
No, I'll send you what I saw, Penny. Here, hang on. You won't
they're so
like it.
cute.
Yeah, it is cute. It's a cute
I'm
fat
gonna
dragon, and it's
post
like
the Funko Pop, which apparently is like really big too. There you go.
all right. So Rat King, since you asked, since I just sent it to Penny, there you go.
I would like to point out that this is
I will drink.
this creature is.
Yeah, drink.
Here's the thing about dragons in D&D. They are terrifyingly intelligent creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this is a creature that can breathe napalm. Its metabolism is fucked.
Why does it have
I
a
do
Nerf
question-
gun version?
What?
They turn
What?
him into a Nerf gun.
What? I reiterate, what?
Oh, I sent it to you
What?
directly. Hold on. I'm gonna post it in.
You also know, though, like, for sure, though, like, it's... Yeah, why? I don't know. I mean, whatever. That's okay, I guess. Not the worst thing you've seen on FA, Rat King. Well, I'm sad. Why have you looked at FA? But we all have accidentally come across fur affinity at some. But like, yeah,
I
it's
like how
kind
they
of
put
this
the trigger on this one.
stupidity.
They had to put the trigger on this one on the foregrip because they realised that with how they shaped it, they had to. So, hang on, we'll put the trigger here. Oh, wait, no, we won't. We'll put it on the front.
No, put the trigger there.
Yeah.
It's just more freaking nonsense. Where it's like, why can't? Like,
Yeah,
people
we
just
don't
wanna
have more
enjoy their
official
thing.
D&D Nerf products than we've had new fucking 5e books in the last 5 years.
Yeah, this goes back
People
to
just
what
wanna
we're
enjoy
saying.
stuff.
Like, what's the product?
Oh shit! They
Yeah.
they made a Bakugan of them for sure. He's a
I've
D20
never s-
Bakugan.
I have never seen something that filled me with such fucking like bile as this. This is a
Oh, the D20 that unrolls into the
Dice-
Yeah,
dragon.
it's a fucking
Dicelings.
Bakugan.
Diceling.
No, it's a fucking Bakugan.
also that's not Themberchild because it's clearly not morbidly obese. It's just a regular dragon.
Right.
Because he wouldn't fit
Pyro
in
is crying
inside
now.
the dice. He's
Poor
literally
Pyro, where's
this, but dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just a motherfucker from Beyblade with wings attached.
Also, Saucy wants to
Bro.
see the the thing. The very,
Saucy, just
very
get
big
in-
lad.
Oh, Saucy, you want to say okay? Saucy.
Yeah,
Saucy, why do
Saucy.
you why do you want this? Why do you want this image? May I ask? Why,
It's okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for an explanation.
well, I've sent the FA art to Saucy. It takes a moment for it.
Why is there
That's
a
ridiculous.
meat dragon? What the fuck is
Returning to what I mentioned earlier, like in terms of like character classes with the actual interesting abilities, Darkest Dungeon is a real mixed bag because on the one hand, you could get something that's just it's a skeleton and it shoots people, or it's just the nth version of Guts from Berserk. But then you also get actually interesting things like the Entrenched, whose gimmick is that they kind of run around with a shovel and do just like basically rogue stuff. They do like spotting and giving people like, the marked condition and calling in like mortars and stuff. Or to give another good example of like some interesting ideas, like something like Hedge Knight, perhaps. Like there's plenty of variety, though. Admittedly, you do need to trawl through like dozens and dozens of like classes that vary from weird to worrying. So here's a class where you play where it's a kobold alchemist with a gigantic backside. It's like, Saucy, why did you make this?
Well, also,
Why is Saucy making Darkest Dungeon mods?
I like that
Bill.
chart. I like that chart.
Zamas is saying you should have Bill bring up the character idea I sent him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, a concept: a gnome who isn't a duplicitous little shit. And he posted a picture of what appears to be gnome, like
Noam Chomsky.
Einstein, which is hilarious because Einstein like stole massive chunks of his research.
What game was that from? Was Noam Chomsky? Was that Fallout or Oblivion? What was that from?
Uh,
Oh, Noam Chomsky. I think that was actually Left 4 Dead.
Noam Chomsky, yeah, it's Left 4 Dead. It's the gnome that you find in one of those levels.
Yeah.
It is in Dark
Not
Carnival.
It's not as good as Gnome Chimpsky, you know, the chimp that they taught sign language to. Not to be confused with Coco the gorilla.
You know, I've looked into that. Apparently, like the gorilla really didn't understand the sign language at all. It was just like repetition.
Oh no,
Because it's such a cool story.
No, it's just like teaching a child to read off of a chart, but then it only repeats what's on the chart always instead of learning.
I watched some videos of Coco the gorilla, and I was like, damn, if this gorilla can learn sign language, so can I, Elliot. So then I went and I learned sign language, and it's very like interesting or whatever. But so you know how like in real words, some words are compound words where you take two different words like and put them together to make a new word. Like I don't know, hydrokinesis or whatever is hydro and kinesis like stuck together.
Yeah, water.
So in sign language, like you can do that as well, where like you take two different signs, like and smush them together, like to mean a different third thing. And she was doing that as well, like making up like her own word combinations, like out of the words that she knew, like she being a gorilla. I mean,
Right, yeah. I only know a couple of things in sign language. A good friend of mine in undergraduate was like her major, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. That was the thing. And like the only thing that she would show me, basically, because there's only things that I bothered to learn were memes essentially, or things that's so funny. So like, the sign for umbrella is pretty funny if you ever want to look it up. But you take your left fist, put your right fist on top of it, and then just smack them back together. That's the sign for umbrella. It doesn't look like some kind of masturbatory symbol at all. And then, I don't know why, but the only thing I know how to sign anymore that I still remember from back in the day is how to say a very big meaty vagina.
the vagina sign's great. Most of them are really intuitive, like
Yeah.
would just guess a lot of them like in the moment. And you know, I taught that to my child like before he could speak, like and that's a top tip that I recommend other people do, like Because, you know, imagine not being able to speak, like, but still having, like, feelings and needs and stuff.
Yeah, it's very like intuitive stuff where you can kind of figure it out based on, well, at least for American Sign. I've never looked at any other kind of sign language.
It's actually American Sign Language that I learned, like, because that's what the gorilla knew. Like, and already learned like 12 songs off a gorilla or whatever. So.
I'm not bone idle. My bones just hurt. Sorry, I asked Phil to grab me some orange juice and booze because I ran out. Because I'm drinking just gin and orange juice and sparkling water because that's my favorite drink now. Sorry, Bill. Thank you for helping me.
I don't like any of those ingredients in that drink.
Really? Not even orange juice.
No, not really.
I like vodka. I did like as I got older. Like as I became like really into like drinking orange juice. I think it's because like my body is dying all the time. It's like you should have some vitamin C. Just like the taste. I didn't like it as a kid. I didn't like orange juice. But oh well.
I like apple juice, but I think that's because I can pretend it's wine.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. Whereas I prefer OJ over apple juice. What do I do? Thank you, Bill. It was very kindly.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for Juice Chats.
Oh, we're gonna talk about all the times I would rank all the juices that I like. I got some maracuja,
worst one.
which is passion fruit.
The worst juice is cranberry juice. It's the only drink in the world where after you drink it, you're more thirsty than before you drank it.
That is a problem with it though. Is that I've noticed that as well. Is that I'll drink like I was buying cranberry juice. I buy it actually quite frequently, but a lot of times I'll drink it and then I think it's because it's so tart, right? So it makes you more, which is unfortunate.
This is a
if you mix
Pathfinder
it with
podcast.
seltzer. Mix it, a Pathfinder podcast. Mixtures cranberry. It's time to talk about.
If it doesn't have booze in it, I don't want to hear about it.
Well, we're just like, of course, we always end up talking.
You're letting the side down.
I was reading another thing though too. Speaking of D&D, where it was because they claimed this was D&D to remove half species from player's handbook. They claim the entire idea is quote inherently racist. That was their exact quote on it. Is that the idea of half races? It's like, what does that mean, though? Like, how could you possibly say something like that and not understand how that would get interpreted by like anybody, everybody? You know,
no more racist than the concept of having different races. Like, if you're bothered about racism, get rid of all of them, and it like.
Everyone is just a gray, you know, Lamau, very bland, no features that could be associated with
there's a character concept, biblical RPG. We're all playing as the Lamau's.
Oh, Zalmez just have a place that we can reorient around for $5, he says. So anyways, Mark's Rider belt. Let's talk about the Rider belt.
Okay, hang on, let me get the page. So, I believe that Aiden was working on a jingle based on a old, like, what's the word? Public domain Russian tune.
Yeah.
That Babushka song, what it's called.
Yeah, I found one that I thought would work probably pretty well.
Oh, which song? Like, I've listened to so much, like,
Oh, it's free stuff, so I'll send it to you because it's from my public domain. What do you call it? My stock footage repository.
Hold on, you can wake back up. We're talking about Pathfinder again.
I just gamble with the music I do, like, and hope that I find something, you know, that I'll get away with.
We just have to be careful, of course, because, like, rich.
Like I said, it needs to be got of a certain tempo anyway.
Yeah. Because I don't have it down. I think I downloaded it on my laptop. No, probably. No, it was downloaded here, but whatever, I just threw it down. I'll post it in. Actually, I won't. Should I post it? Yeah, why not? The potential song that I was looking at. Covered under my license. It's pretty good. It's called Babushka Parade.
Yeah, strong name already.
You can play it on the stream. See if... Apparently, once it starts going, it gets pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that like has a ramping tempo. You want to be speeding it. We're only looking for like a short jingle, realistically speaking.
Right, and this was... I couldn't really find anything that was like a jingle, but I'll keep looking. At least not on the Stockpunch website that I have the license.
It doesn't need to be like a sentence string. It's just something that will loop.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that will loop on itself on a short like a...
I could maybe make it loop. I could find a way to make this loop.
Yeah. But I just wanted to have something having something fancy for his belts. It's, you know, you want to make it, you want to make it land. Otherwise,
right,
it's just like because engine belts are a reasonably affordable and useful piece of magical equipment. You don't really want you want to avoid a situation where everyone has one. And they all end up just sounding like a crap season of the Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
As a result, getting them will be very limited.
As far as special abilities go, what about Aristocrat's Nightmare?
What does Aristocrat's Nightmare do?
Turns people's coins into lead.
Oh, that curse!
Yeah.
Yeah, that can work. It would make you like a public enemy number 1 very shortly.
Well, I mean, as long as
like
it's not like constant.
Yeah. Now, would it be an aura, or would it be like a effect on its finisher?
Can't touch.
I'm trying
to do want to try and pick a motif for it. I can go down the list.
Alright.
And just go with what we'll go with your gut. Mark what you think would be appropriate. All right. So go down one by one. Chaos. Dragon. Earth. Endurance. Fiend, which is like demons and shit. Fire.
Fiend,
Ice.
did you say? As in friend without an arm?
Yes. Fiend. Ancient hero's power is cursed by the forces of evil. While this makes it ideal for slaying the forces of good, not all wield this power in the name of evil. Some abscond with it and turn the power against its foul progenitors. So, fire, ice, lightning, luck, music, order, power, radiance, saint, shadow, space, speed, wind, wood.
No bread.
Never tried.
Come on. Might come under wood? Depends on the quality of the bread.
They did often cut bread with sawdust.
That's
Some
very
music.
inefficient to cut slices.
Music wouldn't be bad.
It was in Victorian England, I think. They put sawdust in bread, just to a certain degree, and then there was a meme image about it.
Wasn't it also with granola
What do you think?
bars?
Yeah, what do you think like adulterated like fiber is? It's wood or plant or cellulose fiber. It's just wood pulp.
Yeah,
staggering number of
you're
products.
totally right when you think about it.
You could also go with the ice because Russia, or like luck.
I also
music.
was thinking about wind as an option because in the Captain Planet cartoon, that's the one that the Soviet character has.
Wind's not a bad pick.
It's going to be good for my jumping.
Yeah,
I'm thinking. Yeah,
increase
I'll
your
just
base speed at
choose-
level 5.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah, I need to
Increases your speed. It increases your speed by 20 feet.
Zamas is saying go with space, Russian space programs, but
I was saving space for an upgrade because the space one's kind of awkward to use. It's the space one lets you hit a person at high levels, and early on doesn't do much. At later levels, it makes it so if you hit a person, you count as being adjacent to them. So what you normally do is you hit them and then you throw them somewhere else and you punch the person next to them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, it does sound
You have to go to
complicated.
space.
The last place untouched by capitalism. Space!
I love
that
his
exact
delivery.
That exact is the exact rendition. I'm probably,
Yes.
That's the one. Man, Tim Curry should have been in more things.
Yes.
There's a
I was just
joke that Tim Curry makes a great team with Tim Rice, but I can't take credit for it. 'Cause it's not my...
I
Fuck's
get it.
sake. Okay, so wind, you get dodge instead of AC bonuses, and all the bonus damage you get from doing finishing moves is slashing, and that's pretty. And at level 5, you get to increase the speed of your movement by 20 feet. At high levels, you do get to do some really fancy shit, like you get fly speed at level 15, but it's level 15. Wood, whenever you use a finishing move, you can heal yourself, equal to half the damage you do. You get a bonus versus transformation. You can make it a natural armor bonus instead of AC bonus. And you get a +2 versus mind affecting, paralysis, poison, polymorph, sleep, and stunning. And level 5, which is what you get. You can share the vital energy with the living creature within 60 feet and may deal damage to themselves up to twice their hero level in order to heal that creature and that amount of damage. So basically, you can heal. Wood is the heal bot option. And it's also.
What I'm thinking, like I'm imagining what I would do in real life if I had one of these suits, and I'm picturing doing a running Superman punch type thing, and then suiting up mid Superman punch. I think that's what that would look really cool. So I guess I'd want something that amplifies my hitting speed, which I guess it's that wind one, isn't it? I think
pretty
I'm
wind.
answering my own question. Wind, please.
Wind it is. Good option. Let's see. And you carrot's level 5. Get a bone. Your armor is it's armor +4. It will last for 10 rounds per day, and when you hit someone with a finishing move, it's 3d6 extra damage. Which is no fucking joke. So basically, it's about on par with the chainmail shit, but no penalties or anything. And with wind, it's slashing damage, 3d6 slashing, and 20 foot extra speed. Not bad at all. Now, here's a question: how do we spin this? How do we spin this into something Soviet themed, or at least at the very least something communism themed?
The wind that blows for the wheat crops made for bread. Oh no.
It's beautiful.
Basically, a bit close to the wind that shakes the barley, but okay, we can work with that.
Yeah, well.
When he transforms, like a massive gale blows, and as it does, like an entire red flag bursts from his shoulders and flaps in the breeze.
It just has wheat on the flies off.
He's just constantly shedding wheat everywhere.
Yeah. Just wheat kernels when he punches someone.
That's why you got it during this, is because he survived. It's powered by the wheat explosion from that silo that went up. How else can we do with that? So we've got the kind of cape theme thing, got wind theme. What else can we do with it? Is anything to do with the wind?
What edition is this?
Whenever
Pathfinder 1.
Yeah, Pathfinder 1. Always first edition. Pathfinder 2 is just not my bag. Oh, whenever you transform, a bunch of sparrows fly out.
Oh no.
Is that too spicy?
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's very, very John Woo, you know.
Yeah, but it's also a reference to Mao and his
I know exactly what it's a reference to, but, but it's just error.
Gotta keep folk humble. There's quite a lot of wind in Kamen Riders. But yeah, I can work with that. So you need to find some wind-themed music.
What about the sound of a Katusha?
Could work. Just deafening whooshing noises.
Yes.
Oh, what's that? Fuck, I'm forgetting his name. Yeah, Kamen Rider Kenzan from Saber, where he's got like the two swords that split off from each other. Instead of having two swords that split into a giant shuriken, it's just a hammer and sickle that split off from each other.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, like they're like stuck apart. Cool stuff with that as well.
I was watching, you know, the show I'm a Celebrity. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So I was
yeah,
watching that, earlier before this, and Antandor Deck said, "Oh, and when you put your hand inside this box, you'll find two tools." And my brain went hammer and sickle, like straight away, like that's what it was going to be.
My brain just jumped to a picture of Anton Deck.
Wait, is that the show where they send them to the Australian jungle and made them eat like testicles?
Bugs and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good to know they do it in different countries too.
Well, like, yeah, that's just rough, man. They've gotten really desperate on that lately. Now they've done a version like it's kind of like Big Brother, but the lights are constantly off. So it's just a bunch of like Z-list celebrities in the dark with a night vision camera. Now, this just seems like a way to get around the fact that making them pretend to be blind would be like unethical.
Also, Bill, how many
Yes.
third-party books are currently in our game?
I allow all of them.
Yes.
I allow pretty much all of them within reason. There are some that take the piss, and I don't let you use those. But within reason, they're all on the table.
Right. Ones that aren't just
Pain.
I think
ridiculous.
short of the book of horrifically overpowered feats.
Most of those are actually pretty normal. I'm not gonna lie. I've looked through, so most of these most of them are actually not that broken.
Except for some of them.
Yeah, some are like blatant, but it's like the book of ridiculous weapon designs, where most of them are actually pretty useful.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, some of the best weapons are in there. Like the Bastard Club, which is a club of like roughly like 3 to 4 feet in length, kind of baseball bat size. One-handed, it's martial, 2d4 damage, making it like the best one-handed weapon for damage, apart from the Gandasa. And it's from before the Gandasa came out, so that made it legitimately one of the best, like, basic bitch melee weapons, and definitely the best bludgeoning one.
Or the variant of the Beck to Colburn, which is just the best pole arm in the game.
Not full stop. Yeah, it's just 1d10 damage and every single like effect.
I think it was more bootleg than that. It was like 1d6 plus 1d8 damage.
Oh yeah, was it like it was double ends?
So it has really weird scaling.
Now the extra long pike was dumb. It was a d6 damage that you could not add precision to, but there was always ways around that. So most people just added on a like aptitude or something like that and just slapped a bunch of damage on anyway. And for what was it, like 40-foot reach? You couldn't sneeze at it, really, could you?
That sounds like
Next thing you know, your reach with a polearm is outranging the mage.
And you can always use it for pole vaulting as well when you're out in the open.
Yep, and if you pole vault with a polearm, you add the reach of the polearm to the height of the jump. So if you've got an extra long pike, you can just jump over pretty much every defensive installation there is. Be tricky though. I'll say that much.
But you'll be a main character in a Bollywood movie, which
Exactly.
is a boon.
You attain amazing powers, but in return, you are Indian. Is it worth the trade? Do you press the red button?
And the street shall run brown.
Superpowers by 2023. Click.
Click. Yeah, there you go.
Very cursed. Not the most cursing I've seen this week, though. There's been a lot of stuff going on. But, yeah, in terms of role in third-party stuff, I just allow pretty much everything within reason. There are some real, like, outliers. Like, the class called La Rosa, which is as much cast as a Magus, better than Fighter base attack bonus. And so as in, like, I think legit, rather than 3/4 Bab or full Bab, it's like 5/4 Bab. And gets 6 levels of casting. And its only real downside is that it only gets light armor, and that was legitimately their explanation.
Yep. Also,
but it's not as durable as a Fighter. No, because it's got casting like a Magus, and is better than the Fighter.
Yeah, it can specifically cast as like a swift action, and its basic level 1 ability is that I think once a day you can just make people re-roll at a -4.
And if you're the only person, if you're only threatened by one creature, you get massive bonuses equal to like your int on stuff. It is like it is a actual parody. Also, it's a divine class that runs on int. It is a parody. I refuse to believe otherwise. Whoever gave that in as a joke. I'm convinced. As a result, in order to get you access to that, you have to have actual like divine right of kings in your bloodstream to use it. I'm not banning it. I'm just saying you have to have a certain je ne sais quoi.
There's also a pretty good drawback that can come with it, which is a drawback trait that they've added in Spheres of Guile, where it actively debuffs the entire party, which is fucking hilarious. It's called Snobby, and it makes it so that everyone treats you one step worse than they normally would.
If you're
including you and the party.
Including your party members.
Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Why?
Oh, what's the other one that there's another one called? I think it's called Honest, which is what Sir Evergreen has, which is he will actively debuff bluff attempts around him by like -5 as he keeps pointing out when someone's lying.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you're around like Sir Evergreen and you just say some blatant bullshit, expect it to not work very well. -5 to bluff being in proximity to him. Like
goddamn.
Yeah.
Sir Evergreen do be built different. He built truthful.
That's why he's popular.
Yes.
Nothing to fuck with. People just all watch him mulch people that fucking hell, but I think. Scroll through all the horse shit. He's charismatic African warlord.
What? Excuse me, what?
General chat.
It's a bunch of like. What how can I best described it? Idi Amin posting.
Oh, I see. Idi Amin post.
Some South African slander.
Well, I think Spoon left, so you're probably fine.
Why would we need the fake Dutchman? We have an actual Dutchman here.
Aww. Well, I never met a nice theft. It's not bloody.
He's trying to get us demonetized again.
No, it's only if you actually play. It's look.
It'll be okay.
I tire of this nonsense. Everyone drink.
Okay,
let's go.
I'll finish my glass.
I will say it reminds me of a South African buddy of mine who, whenever he gets like an ounce of liquor in his system, his fear response is just completely absent.
You just see like something in the back of his brain go click.
Like This dude went to play the Boondocks on speaker in a KFC in the middle of the night.
Well, a very well-diverse town.
A enriched neighborhood.
Fear response deactivated.
Like, he keeps trying to reenact Rook's Drift.
Ruben, why have you done this? It's just holding out behind a fucking set of seats, throwing the salt shakers at people. Aim for him certificate, just my way. Sorry, that's a mental image. Naruto, but instead of being from like the Fire Nation, they're from South Africa.
Naruto Fire Nation?
Yes, well, legitimately, that's like the name of the country that the hidden village in Leaves is from, is the Fire Nation.
Huh.
Then everything changed when the Bantu attacked.
Hotel Konoha. just send in and you send in Ruanbu with machetes.
Bruh.
Too dark.
Avatar: The Last Bushbender.
I have no clue what's happening, and I think we should stop.
There was a point where we should have stopped. We clearly passed it, but let's keep going and see what happens.
No.
That is one of my favorite memes. Yeah.
So we're going to look at the chat, see what they're saying. Russian spacecraft, yeah.
Oh, there's a knife.
XVRB, someone has a soft spot for Path of War. I enjoy Path of War. I joke, so I helped work on bits of it.
Oh, right, you did, yeah.
We did the playtesting for Expanded, that's why Expanded is so fucked.
So everyone has you to blame, Bill?
No, because if they'd actually followed my instructions and taken my fucking money, we'd have a Piercing Thunder Prestige class right now. And that means that polearm users would be less shit.
Womp womp.
But they wouldn't take my damn money.
Their loss, you know.
People's loss.
That is true, actually, yeah.
Admittedly now, since then, we've had a massive amount of power creep with polearm users, so it's worked out. But I like Piercing Thunder. It's just not very good. It was meant to be getting redone, but they never did get around to it. Like, we told them straight up, like, this is kind of garbage.
Piercing Thunder,
But
I
it's
think
cool.
I had that on the monkey character.
God, you can't call them that anymore.
But yeah, you know the character I'm talking about, though. What was her name? I can't remember now. The monk that I played horribly. The other monk I played horribly.
I'll tell you, narrow down.
Jingji,
Jingji.
yeah.
Yeah, Piercing Thunder is the best one for. It's like it's the discipline for polearms, which is my favorite one, which is why it never gets any love.
I don't know.
Like it has slightly higher damage scaling than everything else, but it only works with polearms.
Just
spears.
in from Mechanics on
Another
Duty
drink.
for $2 saying, "What a drink! Let's have another Abraca drink."
Oh, let's go. Abraca drunk. Roll the dice to see if I'm getting drunk.
Let's get Abraca.
Are there any
Drunk.
girls there?
I don't know what's
Oh god,
happening.
you know what you?
If there's any girls there, I want to do them.
You've been down that road before.
Aiden,
One
it's
of the bottom
okay.
is worth saying.
Same.
This is actually like what that tool might be so old that almost nobody here even knows what it is.
No.
I forget what's he.
Oh.
like.
It's an
Congratulations.
ancient 8-bit theater thing.
Man, going from crack and rum to bootleg Finnish whiskey is rough.
Why would you do this to yourself?
Yeah,
It's like finding out that Caesar Milan works at a Chinese takeaway.
this is a fucking classic. This is a real certified. This is a sincere certified hood classic. None of you guys have seen this 8-bit theater reenactment of Dungeons and Dragons.
I have, unfortunately.
I mean, it's 13
No.
years old, so
Actively,
I think it's actually quite older than that. But
it actively damaged like the people's views of D&D for years. And now that I
is
see
probably true.
now that I see what's happened when people accept it, I wish it had got a sequel so we could get some more fucking peace and quiet. I hate this fucking industry so much.
When that video came
What?
out, I was 7 and did not know English, so
But I think the actual, because I think it was a Newgrounds animation, so I think it's actually closer to like 16 or 17 years old. It's ancient.
And yeah, it's Mahjong Mochi. It's that stuff. He's drinking that.
Zalmas for 10 says, tell people how to make the overrun and drag maneuver good bonus points for not using spheres.
Okay, he's going to make drag good, not the cabaret act, the maneuver. There is something called crashing wave style. The idea is that every time you move someone 5 feet, I think it's the second feet in the chain. Every time you move someone 5 feet, you get a free attack. Now, you combine this with... There's a great number of different options. I personally prefer something like knockback or knockdown. If you go with knockdown, is a feat from 3.5. What it is, if you do more than 10 damage, you get a free trip. If you combine this with key throw, which is a feat from Pathfinder, which means that every time you trip someone, you can move them to a square that you threaten. So you run up to someone, you make a drag maneuver. You usually want to go with the best class for drag support is Vigilante, because they have a talent where they grab you and they like drag you into a back alley and shank you. So you take that, use that, drag them into the shadows. Every 5 feet, you punch them directly in the kidneys. And every time you punch them in the kidneys and do more than 10 damage, you sweep their legs out from under them and like dunk them like 10, 15 feet, depending on how much reach you've got. At least you can move them from where they are to the opposite side of you, which is 15 feet. And then you get more attacks off the back of that. If you've got Path of War, you can use some Fool's Errand stuff off the back of that and use some boosts. And I would personally combine that with a Dungeon Crasher fighting from 3.5, where every time you throw someone into a wall with a bull rush, which you can get off of the back of a trip key throw. I'm fairly certain. It's like when you trip and key throw them, you can then do a bull rush on the other end. From there, every time you throw them to a wall, you do between 2 and 3 times your strength bonus and damage, plus 3d6. What happens? You cross them from behind, just dunk them into the wall like Big Boss.
Another fun combo is having 2 fighters with Dungeon Crasher, and both giving them greater bull rush. And then placing them on the opposite ends of an enemy, and then just shoving them to death.
Yep, that used to be called the billiard ball style. You used to be able to ricochet people off walls. With Fool's Errand, it's even worse. Because if you have... What you need a high-level character with Fool's Errand. You want to be about 14th, 15th level. You pick up the maneuver Sky Breaking Throw. Sky Breaking Throw lets you throw someone 100 feet per level. You then pick up Ricochet Shot. Ricochet Shot lets you... Every time your shot... You can make it so every time you hit a surface with a shot, with a thrown or fired object, it bounces and reconvenes its range. You then have some levels in Dungeon Crasher. So you throw someone at a wall and they just bounce for like 1,500 feet. At which point they should be rendered down to like paste. Because let's face it, most rooms aren't 100 feet wide. Imagine taking damage equal to like 15 times 3d6 times 3 your strength. So let's assume average. Let's assume plus 5 strength mod, and 3d6 averages a 12 on that. So, okay, so you're looking at average 27 damage per bounce. In a room that is probably no wider than 20 feet wide, and the throw is 1,500 feet, bouncing off each wall and continuing. The person will die. The object will die. The minor deities will die, provided they can,
Bruh.
not fail. Provided they fail to save.
The room will be painted.
Exactly. Let's assume the room is 10 foot. 1,500 feet. That's 150 ounces. That's 4,000 damage and 4,050 damage, roughly. On average. For a 10-foot room. At the minimum level you can get that maneuver. And it only goes up. That's enough damage to kill Cthulhu several times over. Let's say again then. Pathfinder, most
Can he kill
HP creature.
Moses?
That is the operative question, of course.
But what about Jesus? Can we just belly bounce Jesus to death?
I mean,
Oh, bro.
I thought I'd would suggest that, well, he got taken out by a spear. So,
Good
maybe not
point.
now, but...
I mean, just because
Cthulhu...
he has a weakness against piercing damage.
I believe I do have the stat block for him somewhere, but he's not actually that high level. He's not 20th level, because he's only like 30. And the biblical RPGs, your age tends to be your power level. So, Cthulhu has 774 hit points. That means that this one attack could kill him 5.23 times over.
You know, I have to ask you now if you can find Krishna anywhere.
Krishna's probably around. Oh, deities and demigods.
Oh, yeah.
Let me find my copy.
Krishna's
No
the
idea,
best.
but deities and demigods. Here we go. Does it include other religions? Here we go.
My YouTube is dying and I cannot see the chat anymore.
Oh no.
Tyre,
I got a shout out.
Alisha.
I got it up now too.
There is not a news on it here, just that Christian was released from jail. Yeah.
He's just back outside.
He's just
loose.
free, yeah.
Okay, I don't think
On the room.
Krishna was statted, sadly. Let me double check.
Okay. I have the chat now next to OBS. So I can lay my phone to rest.
Oh?
Oh, I usually have the chat
Phone
open
died?
on my phone. No, the chat just
When
died.
you say you're gonna lay your phone to rest, though, it sounds like, oh, rip.
Unfortunately, there's no stat block for Krishna. Rest in
That's
peace.
racist just because it's blue.
There are a bunch of that. Okay, let me try and figure out what the fucking name of that.
What about for Vishnu? Because Vishnu and Krishna are the same person, essentially. You know, Krishna is the human avatar of Vishnu on Earth, like Jesus is the human avatar of Yahweh on Earth.
There is
Where's the gunny mode?
just about stats for it is a god, but not stats for it to be fought.
Huh.
I
That
cannot
seems strange
find
they
it.
wouldn't stat any of that. But they have all kinds of stuff.
Hang on, there's a subtype of fiends that are based on those. Hang on. Is it the... No, it's not those ones. Sorry, there's just so many different variations of fiends in Pathfinder that it's sometimes difficult to keep track on which one's which, especially the Indian ones. Is it the Azata? I think it's the Azata. No, those are the good aligned ones. Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves while I try and find this. It's been bugging me otherwise.
While we do that, let me look. Let's see what we got here.
I am not repressing chat, I swear.
No, there's no repressing of chat. We're having just a
don't worry
chill,
about it.
laid back stream. What I am curious about what some of these things are in the soundboard.
Oh god. Let me look which ones I have available.
What was this one? Oh, okay, that's what that one was.
I do have
it's called
this
Ouchie
one available.
My Brain. Yes. I like where this is going. What's this?
Okay, I told you not to use ones from Cabal! These are all Cabal's ones now. Fucking insufferable.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh god.
Yeah, they won't spoil the child.
Waiting for them to play Gangnam Style.
Oh god! Why? Why did anyone clip that?
Wait.
So, for the record, yeah,
We're getting this is great.
Fuck it.
I'm gonna kill everyone here, I swear to God. So, those not again.
Just gonna be
Who
us.
has these already? But, yeah, the Krishna will come under the Yazata, probably. They're a whole, like, race that, after a certain level, it's just you take that one base creature, then you just shove a bunch of class levels on it. So there's no official ruling, but it'll be out there somewhere. Alternatively is the Azura, of which there are very many. In fact, you can recruit one as an ally in one of the
Han
books in
is a
Reign of Winter.
cunt.
What did Han do?
He held something in his fucking hands and was like, "Is that a spider?" and threw it at me.
Bill did this literally to me just today. Oh my god!
No, I didn't.
Lamau.
I said,
You
be
did something very
careful.
similar.
Be careful, be careful. And then I revealed that it was like the little fella. Egg.
Look, Bill went over. Okay, Bill went over to the window and he's like, "Oh no!" Bill went over to the
Threw a hair
window.
tie at me.
Bill before has thrown like these little like it was like a pine, not a pine cone. It was like a little seed thing though, and you threw it at me and you like made me think it was a cicada or something. And then what you did today is he went over to the window and he went, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Oh, it must have gotten here. It must have come in during the night. How did this get inside?" And he was like bent over and.
I was more convincing than that.
Yeah, you can you can do your own version of it, Bill. But you were like, "Oh, there's over here." Like, "Oh, it's a little. It must have come in during the night. I don't know what it is." And like, I really thought it was a little fella because I knew you were in front of the little fella. But then I was like, no, maybe it was like a bird flew in or something, and you didn't see what it was, and then you didn't throw it at me, thankfully, but you did go like, "It's a little fella."
What is it? Little fella.
Yeah, it's a little fella.
God,
It's a little fella.
I'm still spooked by it. Fuck you, Han.
What is this? Some masculine urge to do this? What is this? What's
That's
this
how they
about?
show
To be like-
dominance.
Let me try to scare you, but make you think
wait.
there's a bug or something.
There's just one that's just called Child.
Oh, there you go.
There's a child.
That is probably a good one to have on Discord.
How far we have fallen.
Fucking. Oh my god, I think we've gone in.
We should not be allowed to have this kind of technology. It's far
Why?
above our pay grade. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you, Deadwing
Anyway.
Dork, for these.
Okay, everyone, drink.
What's this?
I need to refill my glass.
You got a Hitler one in there. What's this Hitler one?
Hello, Fräulein!
There you go. Hello, Penny.
For context on the one that is Was ist denn hier los? It's basically some weird German reality TV show of some girl that is trying to like different venues of trying to make money, and in that one she's trying to be a cam girl, And then her mom walks
Oh.
in and just sees her covered in like chocolate and whipped cream. She's like, "What is happening here?"
What's going on in this thread? Oh shit!
I would have had no idea. That's hilarious, though. I feel like things have gone in a bad direction.
I mean, I also have this one.
You should kill yourself now.
Excellent.
Social credit deducted.
Oh,
We were clearly not emotionally ready for this.
Indeed.
No, I had no idea this was happening. Well,
Someone had
let's
to
go in
have
this
it.
direction.
Okay.
As-
Belt.
Do we have anything else you want to talk about tonight? Or just, I'm not even a little bit drunk, so that's my fault.
Yeah, I'm not even buzzed yet. We need to fucking amp it up. Okay, drink.
I've not even refilled for the last drink.
Tula, drink.
I'm gonna have to drink this shitty whiskey.
The fact that's got some guy snoring still fucks me up.
So, for the people in chat, it's a fucking whiskey that came in a plastic bottle. That's how dire it is.
It is dire. Sounds pretty dire.
I do that.
Yeah,
I had
exactly.
to do that one without a mix up because I forgot to read for it. Oh.
Emotional damage.
We should not have been given access to soundboards. This was a really bad idea.
This is just devolved into complete horseshit.
I have matching
Hello there.
ones.
There you go.
Okay, I don't know what this. Oh, what is this one? I hate
What?
German sounds so much.
We're putting that bitch on ice.
What the fuck, dude? Alright, I gotta stop.
I'm uploading new ones as we speak.
Yeah, Bill's uploading some
Okay,
new
okay.
ones that are more,
Okay, which other ones do I have? This one is just called Gabe.
What? There's a dog, a little dog.
We got a new one.
Disgusting. Where'd you?
Welcome to the rice fields,
Motherfucker. Oh, that's where we're at.
I have
Someone
some
throw me another
anime
idea.
ones.
Anything. For the love of God. What is that
Yeah, I
one?
don't know what. Oh, well, we could always do something really fun. Do anyone stay awake for like another 45 minutes? So as we usually stay up. Do anyone want to play Gartic Phone?
Oh
I
god.
know what that is.
No.
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 It has.
Nobody
I
wants to play
think with,
Gartic Phone.
I think it's with the drawing. It might be a bit much.
People in the chat
Maybe.
give us character concepts.
Anything so
character
to play
concept.
fucking Gardic Phone.
This one's called
Yeah.
Mr.
just-
Beast, and
for
I'm
the love of
very
God,
much
save
so
us.
scared. I'm gonna play it. I'm very
Mr.
sorry.
Beast. That's what it's gonna be. See, that's what it was. I knew.
Hang on.
I'm not gonna play the
okay.
one that's called Hentai Poor. No.
Probably don't. I'll play this one called Suck.
Probably wise.
Yeah, that was about what I expected it
That's what I
to be.
expected.
Oh,
Oh my
Why?
god! Oh my
Who
god!
has the flashbang option?
big fast chuckle nuts.
Why did you
my
think it would be?
I didn't know.
Awful. What are we doing? We're talking about D&D.
You know, maybe they were onto something back in the olden days when they came up with lobotomies.
Maybe.
Horrible. Fuck it,
Saucy,
just
I will not
get me
play
an ice pick.
hentai. I'm sorry.
Get me an ice pick, wiggle it around inside of my fucking cerebellum.
What is AC 130 above?
AC 130 above is from
This is really
old.
weird.
I didn't hear it.
It's just from Modern Warfare 2 from back in the day.
I am going to commit great crime. I'm going to bust nut in water tower.
Oh my god!
Phalanx, shut the fuck up.
Okay,
God.
something else other than just shitposting wildly, for the love of God.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I am very sorry for those with the flashback. I think that was the one that...
Stop that! I can see you doing it!
What? What are you talking about?
Also, as a heads up,
You're losing your fucking privileges, I swear to God.
What's wrong, Bill?
I'm so sorry.
Skill issue.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait, this
need
is
to
Bill
stop.
right
We need to
now.
Stop.
Stop! For the love of Christ!
Okay.
How can you give us this kind of tool and then
I
tell us to
can
stop
remove it
using
again. I can remove it. Hold on. Oh.
For the best. We weren't ready for this.
Okay, it has been removed for the chat, I believe. Let me test
Okay,
it.
no more.
Oh no!
No, it wasn't. Holy shit. Okay, we're all 5. I think emotionally.
Also,
This
Cold
is a
Warmeg
D&D
will
stream.
be sending a picture into general for a character concept.
Thanks,
Oh, there we
fantastic.
go.
Anything but this.
Anything.
I need to
Really?
fan myself. My face is red.
one's on.
Penny, I will find an actual spider.
I did not play that.
I did.
The one she played is just like, piss off, you son of a whore.
Is that what that meant?
Verpiss dich, Hurensohn.
Hello, Carl.
Why is
No one is
why-
drunk,
why
but everyone
are
is
there so many
miserable.
German one.
I tried
Oh
to
my God,
remove
okay.
the device. I could not abuse my power.
You can't. It's too powerful. Too strong. Can't get rid of it now.
It's broken.
Wait, I think that's probably correct. Okay, heavy gunner paladin / gunslinger combo with a picture from Oh come on,
Jinro.
Thank you.
Also, just in from Madomanchi, $10 saying drink. Roll low on d20 to double it. Let me find my
Oh,
d20.
let's go. You can just roll. You can just roll a.
No.
Okay.
We got a physical
You can roll
dice
in
set.
Discord.
Well,
Okay, I'm gonna go down person by
Rainbow
person.
over.
Give me a second.
How do you?
Okay, Aiden,
So what's it? Yeah.
you're only single. Mark, only single. Me, double. Han, single. Penny,
No.
single. Carl, double.
Spoon,
Oh,
you want to come up with a character
welcome.
concept?
Unfortunately,
Carl.
only
Yeah.
have hello. I
Hello,
unfortunately only have
Assalamu
juice.
alaikum.
Oh.
Well, leave it in the loft until it ferments.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Carl, I do have your address. I could send you some booze.
Well, come on then.
Aiden.
No, our finances are in tatters. We're already doing this just to recoup the cost of the gym.
No. I actually don't know if I still have it saved. I probably don't, because I'm sure I didn't. I probably like immediately afterwards went like, oh, delete that.
Okay. Paladin, Gunslinger combo. Personally, I would have just gone probably heavy gunner from a Neurospasta and then picked up a couple of deeds from the Holy Gunner archetype using Amateur Gunslinger. That said, you could multi-class Paladin with Heavy Gunner pretty easily. Use some background feats to make it so they both stack with each other. Heavy Gunner lets you use strength for heavy weapons. Generally speaking, unfortunately, guns tend to suck pretty badly.
Yeah, especially automatic ones, they're remarkably disappointing.
How did
You have-
guns suck?
Because, well, here's the thing. If you roll a 1 on almost any firearm, in some cases as high as 5 on a roll, they explode.
Well, that seems bullshit.
Yes.
It is.
You hear Zama's in the fucking chat foaming at the goddamn gills because you have to fucking deal with it. It's fucking terrible. They do terrible damage. They scale terribly. You have to be at least 5 levels deep in any fucking class to get dex to damage with them. They hit touch, but that's all they really do. Like, what's the point of hitting touch with with an attack if you only do like D10 damage? Like, the most damaging firearm that isn't a tech weapon is a Maxim machine gun, which is like, I think 2d6 or 2d8.
Zama's had a good suggestion, which is to get rid of Gunslinger and replace it with Legendary Cavalier.
Oh yeah, because they get the
it has the archetype for using firearms, and it's actually really good.
Yeah, they get they get ammunition at 1% of the price rather than 1/10. They get dex damage at like level 3, and they get faster reloads on horseback.
Yep.
So you put in a chariot like a Tachanka, and you just like absolutely fucking muller people. Rat King, I cannot stress how much I am not clicking on that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not reading that.
I'm not.
Also, an easy way to make any weapon good is to give it aptitude weapon, so it has compatibility with most things.
Yeah, but even then, it's still like the best way to do that. I guess like there's not many things that add a stat to damage apart from like old 3.5 feats. So what you want to do is get like Deadeye from 3.5, which lets you add dex damage with crossbows, and put aptitude on a firearm. So then you get dex damage at level 1. Then firearms can become semi-usable.
I think your best bet is actually
jamming every fucking 5 minutes.
Your best bet is getting like specialized ammunition for it as well.
Yeah,
look into Ethera.
Yeah,
it has a lot of specialized ammo.
Quite expensive though, especially for a full auto that uses 10 rounds per shot.
Except if you start firing rounds made out of etherite, which are remarkably cheap to make and are horrifically crippling.
Yeah, because they turn into fucking plasma in mid-flight, and then they give you radiation poisoning when they hit.
Yeah, because where Blightburn is like uranium, etherite is plutonium.
Yes,
and it can specifically affect undead as well.
Yeah. Also, radium cartridges, which are technically first party because they're from the John Carter from Mars Pathfinder books, which there are for some reason. Much like there's Pathfinder books for Vampire Hunter D. There's
Melvina also, after you figure out how to do the guns, Melvina also asked about doing a Dragoon type build that's based on something like classic Final Fantasies 9.
Book of Many Things, book 1, I want to say, there's a Dragoon archetype for Paladin. It's specialized. Basically, you get all the bonuses for fighting fiends whenever you jump. I used it in. If you go back to the olden days of Tales from My Wife's Son, when I played, when not when Skog was guesting, when Doom was guest DMing, I played as Ayla, who was a Amazon, who was a Dragoon. She was a descendant from the Cat Girls from season 3.
Like a normal Dragoon or Legends of Dragoon?
Final Fantasy Dragoon.
Nice.
Though I think they did get some shit later on that was more like Legend Dragoon. There's also there is now a Pathfinder or /D20 Final Fantasy conversion for which there is a Dragoon like class.
Saucy has also asked for although it's a little bit generous. It actually sounds cute.
Okay, wannabe dragon, kobold. Realistically, you probably want to be a dragon-wrought kobold. Dragon-wrought kobolds is a subspecies of kobold. They go through a whole set of like rituals that make them closer and closer to being true dragons. In fact, by the time they get the feet, they count as true dragons for feat effects. And from there, if your kobold gets old enough, they can start taking epic feats and dragon archetypes, which are really hilarious. Like, do you want to count as a full sorcerer as well as your other class? Go with that. Great. Yeah, you can just count as a sorcerer as well. It's the Rites of Awakening, I believe they're called. It's all feat chain. Yeah, if you want anything done really well, the legendary classes are done particularly fantastically. N Jolly does anything. If the name N is in the letter N and Jolly is on it, if it's made by him, it's usually
Someone's going to start a
prime
tower
grade.
now. It's inevitable.
Okay, then let them. I've been right. I nearly managed to grab N Jolly for a game. Unfortunately, it was like a scheduling thing because he's in a weird time zone. He was nearly part of the original Lore Chaos team. Vasilevi. He does most of the legendary stuff. One of the original crew from the olden days, and before I started, doing broadcasts and everything, the Lore Chaos Boys, was the guy who wrote a good chunk of the Weather Sphere.
The good old Weather Sphere.
Yeah, if the name Adam appears on anything, it's him. At least I think it is. He was originally going to be doing the Weather Sphere. It wasn't the Weather Sphere handbook because he had live shit come up during that. So anything after the Weather Sphere handbook is him, I think. If it's under the name Adam, that is.
The least broken magical sphere.
I'm barely buzzed. This is fucked. I'm like half a litre into this stuff.
Yeah. There wasn't much in the Malibu, but I can notice it.
Like, Path of War Expanded was weird time for playtesting. I mean, like, we got to see all the heinous shit. Like, someone discovered that if you have a Silver Crane and a X laser, you can just delete 30 feet of area per turn. Because X lasers damage objects between you and the target in a 30-foot line. And because of a Silver Crane maneuver, you attack everything around you. But that's 360 in every direction. So it's three-dimensional, so you just delete like 30 feet of spherical space every single turn. Yeah, I think they patched that. Yeah, because they stopped you using maneuvers with anything scatter or line-based.
Oh, Gasmask Bros asking if there's any way to turn your character into a dragon permanently in Pathfinder.
There is a Path of War... the boys who made Path of War, Dreamscard Press, made a class called the Dragon, which is a racial class where it's 20 levels and you get to play as a dragon. There you go.
There's also the Tanneman race, which is actually...
But you have to be level 20, you're saying, right?
Race.
So, yeah, you have to...
No, you start out as a dragon. You start out as a dragon, and you get stronger. And in Tiananmen, there's a Tiananmen... is it class or race on that one?
It's a race.
And also, the Dragon Rock Kobold counts as a dragon after a certain point. Also, there's a spell Form of the Dragon, and there are ways to permanency certain effects.
Yep.
Personally,
and that's
the half the best way
if your DM allows it.
Yeah. Because there are classes that have like a dragon form, or races rather, so you can just turn into one. But yeah, the dragon,
powerful, though, yeah.
The dragon race class is probably your best bet.
Is there a minimum level though if you're gonna someone dragon? Because it would seem like dragon are gonna start out as pretty powerful.
They scale with their level. There's 20 levels of the racial hit dice for this dragon, and you just get a certain amount of powers each turn. A level rather. That's how it is.
Well, I guess if you start as a
there's also nothing wrong. You have to be a dragon to play as it. So you can play a ghoul and be a dragon, or you can be a ghost and be a dragon, or you can be a human and be a dragon. There's no rule that you need to be a member of the race to use the racial class.
Bro. Oh, also another thing is that if anyone wants me to make AI art, I've still got Novel AI open. If anyone,
you want to play as Macho Dragon, play as an ogre, and use the dragon class. Oh yeah! Just flap your arms really hard and fly into the sky.
That would be hilarious.
Also, interesting thing, when I was working with Forrest, who's the person who made Fool's Errand, one thing that I specifically made sure stayed in the game was the sky-breaking throw throws you 100 feet per level. That's what we mentioned earlier for the Dungeon Crasher. You fall 500 feet per turn. So if you throw yourself at even at an angle, you can throw yourself faster than you can fall.
Oh, you become a cannonball.
You can use it to fly. And I wanted that specifically to stay in, and she said okay. I'm also the
human cannonball, yeah.
And also the reason there's a maneuver in Full Zone called Make Them Humble, which is an Iron Sheik reference. And I completely wrote Quicksilver Grasp, but it did get rewritten. Originally, Quicksilver Grasp was the thing you got for Fool's Errand, where if you had someone locked, which is kind of like your stance work thing where you've got them in place, if you also had Mithril Current, you used to, in my original draft, you could sheathe your sword in them and still make attacks against them, and then like quick draw out of them and attack on people.
I have an appropriate song.
They changed that to be like a stance work thing rather than literally be impalement, unfortunately.
You know, you just reminded me of a mildly interesting fact. So, you know Usain Bolt, like the fastest man in the world or whatever. The world record that he set at the Olympics is equal to like the speed of gravity. So if you dropped him 100 meters at the same time, like he would arrive at the.
Oh wow!
You know, he falls at the same. He runs at the speed of gravity, basically, like.
So if he had the power, are we sure that he actually can run? And he's just got like some weird gravitational power, where he just falls sideways.
He definitely moves his legs while he's falling sideways.
I mean, you would too if you're falling that fast. Also, he specifically, his new gimmick since he stopped doing like running is he races turtles.
Aww.
Aww, that is.
I believe his tortoise has like the world record as well.
Of course he does. He's got the fastest tortoise in the West.
He's like a professional tortoise racer.
Whoa! I just looked at Twitter for. I saw something horrible. Don't
look at Twitter.
Don't look at Twitter.
Wait, you're welcome. I guess. Click on it. I posted in the chat for your karma. I don't know. It's fucking wrong with this plan. Anywho, it's Alex Stein in his little suit with Ian Crossland sitting next to him, and he is feeding a banana into a shirtless and bald black man's mouth. I don't understand why. He says he's gonna explain it, but I don't really want.
If we're gonna drink, you're gonna drink too, chat.
Yeah, if the chat drinks, we will drink with you.
I honestly don't understand under what circumstances, Alex Stein, I don't understand under what circumstances this scene in your like Star Trek setup could possibly have occurred.
What did he mean by this?
I don't know. You know, 1 second I see him, he's trying to chase down that big booty Latina Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now he's feeding bananas to a shirtless black dude in his Star Trek. What the fuck is conservatism?
It sure is original series, Alice.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
It's original series, Alice, and this bitch.
I do like that Ian Crossland is there and just appears to be very uncomfortable.
I mean, I would too.
I just want to hear his explanation, to be honest with you.
Why is he posting it to himself, though? Like, you could just mention, oh, I'll be addressing some controversy. That's it. Why does he have to repost it himself?
Is so good. I know. Why did you post?
Why is the one person's pants down? Like, I'm only looking at the thumbnail.
What this is Ian's reaction is my reaction.
It's like a fucking Renaissance painting.
It really is.
Saucy, don't worry. Stay hydrated. Have a rip it. You don't have to drink
have rip it. It's like fucking. Do not drink fucking rip it. It's like fucking 6 p.m. You'll be up all night.
That's just my reaction entirely. It's just like, why? Why is this happening? For what purpose?
Zamas, I will not be able to watch the video you just sent me.
What? I really don't understand.
This is actively cheapening my life. I'm glad we could do this.
As it has everyone else who has seen it. Fucking die. I don't even understand what's going on anymore at this point. Politics has become this is why that's actually when I got into politics, because like it's the funniest thing on earth. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, come on.
No, you got into politics because you're terminally online.
They go hand in hand, Bill. Oh, here we go. Oh. Did we have any other
Yeah, I agree. It's hilarious.
Huh,
Yeah.
why did you send me the same video?
Yes.
Again, that's how I feel about it, Mark. It's funny as fuck. It's just like, what the fuck is happening in this world? Like, what is going on?
Yes. Saucy's gonna, like,
Drinking
pump
Prime.
a shit ton of wasn't it, like, magnesium that is, like, really high in with Prime?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
like,
she probably get some though, because she has like a literal critical magnesium deficiency.
Yeah. I once had where they had to like put an IV with specific magnesium fluid, because for some reason I was deficient and I was very confused.
Yeah, Aiden's had that too. That one, thiamine.
Yeah. Yeah, take thiamine, take vitamin 12. Take all your B vitamins. If you're gonna drink alcohol, you get B vitamins. I don't listen to my own advice though, so don't listen to me.
Drink your fucking magnesium powder.
My mom sent
do you
me
know
like pills that are supposed to like boost your serotonin, and they have like caffeine, vitamin B5, B6, vitamin D3, and vitamin B12. Well, literally, whenever I take them, I'm just more depressed the next day.
It's a powdered Monster Energy drink.
It is. What were you saying, Mark? Sorry.
Do you know that joke? What's the difference between a vitamin and a hormone? Can't hear a vitamin.
God.
That's pretty good. I like that one. That's good. I'll steal that one. It'll come up at some point. In some fucking...
It's like all that adage, like, what's interesting, a chickpea and a garbanzo bean. No Democrats ever paid for a garbanzo bean to be on their face.
Right. I asked Spoon. Spoon was like interested. It sounded like he was interested in character concept stuff, but he hasn't. He stopped posting. Spoon, come back. You weird.
Add him to the. You fucking Ruben fuck. Get in this chat.
I want to hear what his character idea is.
Bring him into this fucking chat if he's able.
Dragon? Can I do that?
He's not
If
on
he's
my
around.
voice chat.
You'll need to be in
not
a.
sure if he's
Jump into a VC, Spoon. We'll drag you in.
I don't think he joined.
No, because I don't think he joined this. Let me go bother.
I will say this: I can still watch the. I despise Elder Scrolls Online with a passion. I played the alpha; it was fucking garbage. But I could watch that video of the Lord Ascendant beating the piss out of all those people for hours. I really could.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Man in full plate just patrols 4 retards.
Well, my friend was super into Elder Scrolls Online, but I just...
Friend, and they're into... Did you have an intervention?
Bill, which friend do you think it was?
I don't fucking know. Do I look like I give a shit about who you associate with?
I only ever have had one, like, real life... Well, I've had real life friends, but one that I would, care about.
Again, I reiterate, do I look like I keep track of the indolence you hang around with?
No. Well, no, it was Laura, and yeah, she got super into Elder Scrolls Online, and like to the all the time. And
of course, she's a transvestite. Of course, she plays Elder Scrolls Online.
Well, whatever, but that was her big thing.
Yeah, as Monkey says, the only good thing about that game is that fucking one sequence of man with bastard sword bodies 4 people effortlessly,
which is pretty fun. Oh, another thing, like I said, guys, as we know how much go, I'm not too, but I'm not even. I'm starting to get a little tipsy. But it also, not only if you have a character idea, or if you had something you'd like me to make in novel AI, if you have some art
or both,
yeah, I can do that as well because I've got a bunch of points in novel AIs. Is there actually not to do? So, if there's anything you'd like us to make, anything you'd like us to talk about,
try and make Mark's like wind-based communism like Kamen Rider.
Oh shit! I forgot. Can't.
Which we were meant to be doing this whole stream, and we never got around to it because it was entirely just a pretense to get us all here and drunk.
That is true.
I'm going to push a penny across this table that everyone needs to drink.
Why are you gonna push Penny? Why would you do that?
I'll drink nonetheless, but hey.
If I need to roll the bull rush, I'll roll it.
No, don't worry. I'll go willingly.
Just remember, if someone bull rushes you in a combat and they're not a dungeon crasher, just go with it. It's not like they'll actually do anything with it.
Zamas for 5 says, Bill, make Crimson 1 in Pathfinder.
I'll drink again.
There's a Cavalier archetype in Etheria that lets you use the high-speed dogfighting rules. They're done.
Oh, that's not.
Also, there's a pilot.
Etheria literally has rules for space fighters. You can make Crimson 1 trivially easy. And the dogfighting rules are actually very easy as well. They literally run on, are you faster than them? They can't fucking get away. That's the dogfighting rules. Spec entirely for speed and nothing else.
Wait.
No, there's no running from a high speed fighter craft. The only counter is when you get to like capital ships, or you can fit. There's something called an assault battery. An assault battery is a large area like machine gun turret that if you get within its 120-foot initial range, you get the person wielding it has an attack of opportunity to just shoot you out the sky. And what you can do is if you rip out the crew compartment of a transport ship from Etheria, you can fit an assault battery into it. So if you get like equivalent, like say, if you go like the Mandalorian ship from the Mandalorian, that old Republic troop transport, and you ripped out the area for the actual troops and just fitted a big fucking Galway Avenger, that is a assault battery. That's the only actual counter to someone who's a high-speed attack craft in Etheria. If you want to go on the ground, you can go with Rancer Cavaliers or a mech pilot. Given that he uses nukes, I would probably go with a fighter craft and just load it completely with like weaving extinction devices, because they can be as small as like man portable. But that said, they only work against wave extinction devices. Only really work against creatures with mines, because if you're immune to mind affecting, you're immune to a wave extinction device. Aetherite missiles are your best bet. That said, missiles are very poorly statted in Pathfinder. There's like one actual missile and one rocket, and that's it. And the missile launcher is actually disposable. It's like a law, but it costs like 10 grand. So your best bet is
in terms of the.
Really. Your best bet is to get the missile launcher from Tech Rules, add the throne quality to it, and then use Phantom Sun to replicate it.
Would you guys want to walk through me with this new wind element description Mark's character, so I could try and explain to the AI of what it would be like?
I imagine that it's got some kind of like renewable energy spin on it, like with some kind of wind.
Some kind of a windmill, maybe.
No.
Don't go down that road, you Dutch bastard!
No.
Not again. Well, the initial Kamen Rider had the Typhoon belt, which is like wind themed. It's like a little air turbine. Also, I just found this. I'm going to be posting this just so I can add to my favorites.
Let's see. Floating orb. Is it your? What's Gorbachev's first name? Is it Anton? Is it Yuri?
Whose first name? Sorry.
Mikhail. How did I get that fucked up?
Gorbachev? Yeah, this is the initial, like, Kamen Rider Ichigo belt, which is the Typhoon belt. The whole reason that he did like the weird hand motions is the idea is that you wave your hands to move the wind through the belt to activate. That's why he had a bike, because you would have to ride on the bike at high speeds to get the belt to activate. And then after Kamen Rider 2 showed up, they both learned how to do it with just using like their cyborg strength to spin it.
Oh shit! Already getting some cool stuff. I mean, it's not. It's like right out the bat, it starts to put out some stuff.
That's pretty lit, I'm not gonna lie. Is that a ladle or is that like a baton?
I don't really know what it is, but it gets.
It's the balloon.
Red Sun. It's got kind of a Xeon vibe, I'm not sure.
It always gets very confused about the Gorbachev orb thing. It can never really figure that out, but it still
circling
makes
with
it
the
look
gold.
kind of cool.
I do like the vibe so far, though. I like that they attempted to make a belt, though.
Yeah, it's trying. It's pretty cool.
What would you even call it? Like a...
Yeah, I don't know.
Kamen Rider Lysenko.
Kamen Rider Lysenko. Bruh. It's sometimes the AI comes with really
Well,
awesome
Common
shit.
Commune, which is mass commune.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Can't wait to have you fight Common... I can't wait to have you fight Masked Patriot.
Kamen Rider Conquest.
We can't do that one. That one saves... Someone else has that.
Damn.
And if I put in the word orb, it fucks it up. Like
Yeah, ignore the orb for now. We'll never be able to explain the Gorbachev. The Orbachev.
You're just gonna have to put it in.
Man, I hate Twitter. For some reason, Twitter
Who
decided
doesn't?
it would be the best to recommend me a tweet that just says, "A Brazilian doctor delivering a baby allegedly ripped the newborn's head off her body during childbirth." Jesus
that's years
Christ!
old. That's
but-
years old.
Might be new.
Oh no, that's new. I think the original was the British one.
Yeah,
I say
but
British born.
why is that recommended?
Oh, fuck, dude.
Why is that recommended?
It's not. It's
That,
not
that's not a Kamen Rider. That's okay. That one's more. Okay, here's the thing. In an ideal world, it'll just be Red Man.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Instead of using Kamen Rider, you use Tokusatsu.
Okay.
They're all. I do appreciate that they're all in front of like golden fields of wheat.
Yeah. Well, I put.
And that last one's belt is pretty fly. I always like
It
a belt
is, yeah.
where it's more than the bugger. But that is literally just the Shocker logo on the front, which is a bit concerning. What do they mean by this? But I like a belt that's got more than just a buckle, you know? Where it's got like side pieces. Like, you don't really get that after Kabuto. The last one's pretty good.
It still gets so confused by Magic 8 Ball. Like.
The guy in the background is a bit weird.
Yeah, this is a guy in the
back.
It's so close. Like it's getting there. Hang on. If I might redo this
learning.
one because it's getting close. He's got the floating gorb. Let me redo
Why
this.
is there a white flag in the background? That's awfully uncharacteristic.
It must be watered red with the blood of tyrants.
I mean, like he's not holding that thing. Like it's AI, so it's kind of retarded. But
This Noble Phantasm Infinite Wheat works.
oh man, it's so. Hang on.
Looks like
that
a
looked really good. But I
Fields of Babylon.
Looks like
Fields
looks
of
like he's
Babylon.
holding a snooker cue case as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Bruh. But his problem is he's just a Soviet officer. You need the mask. No, you can't just use Shocker Leader. As much as I would like to just use Shocker Leader.
I think it doesn't understand Tokusatsu as much as it understands Kamen Rider. That's the problem.
Yeah. Just type in... Probably if you type in Red Man, you get the rapper Red Man. Less gas, more post.
Yeah, okay. Again, don't look at the hands.
Bruh. That's more like it. I like how large that implies that belt is so large it implies that the like driver is the entire little red book.
Yes, yes. It appears like it has some Chinese character on it, sort of, but it's difficult to make out. That's great. Holy shit! Hang on.
That's the best so far.
Let me do some iterations of it. Also, I know this is not as fun for people who are. I know everyone's supposed to be in the server, but sorry. There's just some of like where it looks really good in theory, but then you look at it closer and it's not as good as.
That's
like
AI artwork is what you use to give the person you're hiring
theory,
an idea of
this
what you
looked
want.
really cool, right? But it's really getting there.
Okay,
though.
we're great. We're gently accelerating towards being just Apocalypse Zero is what we're accelerating towards.
And that one's got the gorb sort of. This shit's fucking cool though. Which one should I reiterate? Oh, if there's any of these, or should I just prompt? Because these ones have been pretty good.
Second. Last one's pretty good. Last one or third's the last one. You need to get the mask in there.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll read it in. So I think it still takes the prompt into consideration when it tries to think about it. It just fixed it. It just made it fucking better.
Yeah, that's like 100 million times better. Holy shit.
There you go. I wish I could, we need to probably, again, hopefully if you're watching, guys, if you want to look at the, we're not putting, but, you can join the Discord, obviously, which is
mentioning to add vampire to the prompt.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, because he's a radiation
right, I
vampire now.
Good point.
I prefer the term tactical fiend.
There you go.
As I am a connoisseur of tokusatsu, so therefore my favorite anime is, of course, Apocalypse Zero.
Mark's character, I swear to God, I don't know.
It's almost like Mark's character is like immediately marketable and excellent in that regard. Like it's something about that vibe.
Okay, I don't know what this is, but it's not really accurate. But holy fuck, look at this.
That's just Getter Robo.
It's so cool though.
It is pretty cool, but that's like Getter Emperor or something.
I don't know why now it's making like two characters.
It's just turning it into like it's a conversation like Getter Emperor and Kamen Rider Kiva.
Oh, maybe the vampire thing might have.
It's okay. We just crop the little piece out. Like it'd be easy.
Yeah. It looks like the person's like facing like God, for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's Rider Man.
That one's very Korean feeling.
It's got kind of like Rider Man-esque, like that's more manageable. I'd say that's good low level form. You don't want to go right into the high level stuff and shit.
Why does it do this cool?
Why is it like Big O made by a Frenchman?
I don't know. I think just putting the word communist in any of these prompts inherently makes some of the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, because it's made because these AIs are made by communists, so of course they.
No, it's because the actual communist art's just so badass.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about money.
Yeah,
that's how you do it with shit like Strugatsky. I will be more than willing to admit that I fucking love a lot of Soviet era artwork. Stalker is my favorite film. Stalker's fucking amazing.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's just Apollo guy. As Samus points out, that's just Apollo Geist.
There's Mark and his and then his rider form. There you go. See,
Mark has now got a full costume, and then he gets his fucking rider form afterwards. It's just him T-posing. T-posing so hard that the sun is eclipsed.
Literally fucking T-posing. Holy shit.
I do like the idea of like the officer's cap as a part of the armor.
Oh yeah. My god.
It's sweet. You know
the weapons are janky there.
You know that part of the hat? The part that blocks out the sun? That's called a visor, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A visor or a
supervisor?
It's like that version of the hat where like the hat is really tall but the peak is really cartoonishly long. That's supervisor.
It's one we have that in cigarette sizes here as well, innit? Yeah, have king size, and then super kings. Like, what's a super king? Oh, Aquaman's a
Well, they couldn't call it
superhero.
Emperor. People get the wrong idea.
There's been some decent ones, but none that like made me go.
The word cigarette just means cigars for girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a cigarette and a cigarillo? Of the feminine.
So a cigarillo has like a tobacco leaf instead of paper.
Yeah.
I like cigarettes. Oh my god.
Okay, boys and girls, drink.
Drink. What's happened?
Huh?
No?
Yo!
Oh god.
One's dope.
You must
There's
fight your
Kenny.
to get Kamen Rider. You must to get your Kamen Rider form. You must fight the Kamen Rider in the fields.
I'm so glad I added wheat field into this description because it makes it look so much better. Like
It gives us a lot of depth.
Helped. Yeah.
It gives a lot of depth.
Also, the
This is some of the best shit I've
pretty
ever.
in them.
Right. Some of the best stuff I've seen made, and some of this. Again, all.
If
the
you want a good,
best
if you
shit-
want it to be, if you want it to look fucked up, and add the thing in the style of Frank Frazetta
Oh yeah.
or H.R. Giga. Those are the two main ones.
Yeah,
who've
I
got
know.
a really distinct style. Or like, what's the other one who does like?
It is.
Which
Or,
generator are you using?
Yeah, Frank Frazetta is the Conan Barbarian. In the style. I'm using Novel AI, which is the anime one, so it might not understand.
Just in from Captain, $2 saying stat brick frog.
First of all, that image goes hard as fuck. I'm not sure what the weapons are meant to be. It appears to be literally a shoe on a stick. However,
Yeah, but it looks so cool.
though it appears to be bird themed, which kind of works. I mean, do the Soviets use any bird imagery?
Sparrows, yeah, you know.
Oh, true. Yeah. With Brick Frog, I would say he's a Gripply, and he specializes in thrown improvised weapons and ricochet shots. I would say aptitude on a item for the improvised weapons, and then use boomerang daze and boomerang ricochet. So you just throw the brick at someone, it hits them in the face, it dazes them, and just ricochets back to you.
Oh, yeah, I need to drink because of
And you're a
super
frog.
chat.
Oh, super chat. Step frog, yeah.
Stat brick frog.
That's it. It's like it's a ricochet shot based like improvised weapon throwing build. Master thrower maybe from 3.5. Throwing weapons have got a lot of support.
Oh.
Alternatively, you can go with. I would suggest you get like one brick that has aptitude on it, and then from there you want to go with pick up the brute school of training from the Martial Path 3 book, so that the weapon does 15 to 20 crit range as long as it's non-lethal, and then you want to go with lightning mace, boomerang daze, boomerang ricochet. That means that every time you throw a brick at someone, it ricochets into another person. Anyone hit with it takes is dazed. They don't pass a fort save equal to the damage they take, and the weapon crits on a 15 to 20 times 2. Sorry, times 1.
I don't know if we're gonna beat that. That's one I posted before the previous one. That
This
looks-
last one's pretty. I like it, but I don't like. It needs a mask
yeah,
to go with
I mean,
these like Xeon in the background.
Again, the background I could mix them together in Photoshop, but like it's.
Yeah, you can edit a mask onto this one, and then you'll be good.
I feel like AI art generation is making me lazy, more and like increasingly lazier at actually making art because it's just like, oh, I could just go to Novel AI and tell it to do something.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, this isn't necessarily like exactly what we're looking for, but this one did look pretty freaking cool out there.
That's more Ultraman, I'd say, but it does look
Yeah,
good.
it's more Ultraman.
It's. You remember that unfortunately Paul Mark is a Dex build, but it does look good.
Right.
What if you add dancing as like a verb in there?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's
Surely
scary.
this won't give us weird things. Just don't add
Fucking
a poll.
Barishnikov drop.
It gets confused by like precise words, but
You
it
never know,
really
might
likes
work.
Kamen Rider because this one is a novel AI is very Japanese oriented, so like it likes Kamen Rider.
We now have
Yeah, like-
AIs with preferences. Have we considered that?
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Like, this one in particular.
God, I've seen the chat AI stuff. And I just see people constantly breaking chat AI bots that they make.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah, but it's essentially like, oh, they'll make a chat
That one works
bot
quite
that
well.
is called bully or homophobe. And you see that, like, the first, when they start begin chatting. And then in the end, it's just like the chatbot's like putting in like stars or asterisks, whimpers. I'm sorry. It's like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Oh, I've seen way too many of those.
I don't know why it has the number 9 here, but this one looks... I mean, ignore, again, it's like AI, so... The
That is a
weapons-
Kamen Rider ass weapon on the left.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, the cape is like, I like the cape being buttoned onto the chest.
Again, it's
overlay.
AI, so it's like confused about how things work and stuff.
No, I like that.
Ooh, I like this one actually. Again, problems with it, but I like the wheat wing.
Oh, I like that. I like that
The
a lot.
wheat wing is very cool. I like that a lot.
Though it does look like, but he does look like he's like in leaning to the wind, like he's Buster Rhymes, which is a bit weird.
I like the wheat
I'll
wing
now,
though.
I'll now be
dang.
posting into Shitpost Corner for every time Red Man murdered someone in his series. Red Man is my favorite tokusatsu series of all time because Red Man's gimmick is he just kills people.
It just kills. He hates mom. He hates.
Kill. What?
They're not going to get a reference to Captain Head because
No,
they
okay.
aren't friends with you.
No,
But I'm
so
not
I'll
going to let you explain
for
it. No, you won't.
Can I explain it?
No,
No.
they can never learn about Captain Hate.
Why
No,
can't they
I
learn
just
about
heard
Captain
something
Hate?
about
So you
he
funny
kills
this way.
mommy, and I was like, what?
Oh no, he hates mom.
kills-
He hates.
Why is he dabbing and why does he have a big baguette penis?
He's dabbing.
That's where the bread comes from, honey.
Rider, Ironclad
This
Rider.
one's quite.
No. I like the dab, but I don't like the big baguette penis. That one's good. But it's a bit Rider Man.
It's nowhere near as like fucking extremely epic as some of the other ones are, but it's
But
Yeah, it might be
you
the
want the
dancing.
first form should be a bit shit. You don't want it to be
Oh.
like some of those ones out there where like the first form's the best one.
What
Like
if
dinner.
instead of dancing, you put dynamic pose as a
Ooh,
prompt?
yeah.
Okay, let's try dynamic pose. Let's see if that because yeah, the dancing is probably why.
It's just the dabbing with the big bread penis is what's getting me.
It seems I've left my
Uh,
bread out too long. It's gotten all hard.
right. Like here,
Motherfucker looks like that
you're
one
gonna
fucking
have
high school
a
baseball
rocket
game.
on a stick.
God damn it. That
That
is not
goes
a
hard.
dynamic pose.
It's got an explosion in the background and everything.
Fair.
Yeah, there you go.
Lipstick.
I think that it's a nuke on a stick.
Not a lipstick, nuke stick.
Put Gorbatov's face on. It's a pretty dynamic pose. Again, it must be because the
Oh,
AI
thanks.
is drawing from like actual communist art, which is pretty fucking badass, and like it's just
It's just a
doing way
it's just
cooler.
bolting Kamen Rider shit onto it.
Yeah, it must be because like I have gotten way better results from this than for anyone else. I've gotten a lot of good results from
Marcus
Penny's character
Bless.
because it's just like
Even the
Probably,
AI
you know, with the
prefers
frog.
Mark to the rest of us.
With her, it's very simple, I guess.
well, my character I can't I have had trouble finding this really great shit for, and I don't know why, but like comparatively, I've run way more iterations to find like actually fucking based and cool ass shit. Your character I've had really good luck with, Penny, but you know.
Oh, also, for those that are joining the server, make sure to like put the thumbs thingy in the rules section, so you get access to the rest of the server.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
because
now
that way you can.
I'll quickly update also some roles and add some people that have donated to get their roles.
I still love that whenever Kamen Rider Amazon shows up, he just aggressively dabs at people and eats people.
Oh shit! Okay. At least he has a hammer this time. Look at the gorb floating above.
The gorb looks very menacing. It's like legit the pupil of a giant eyeball.
Kamen Rider as well.
It's like he's holding like a toffee hammer and then a stair rail.
He's got to stand a stair lift because I'm about to drive you up this wall.
Oh my god.
There's a fucking maneuver. Like, you just throw a stand a stair lift rail onto the wall and you just rider kick someone up the rail. Like he's a fucking skateboard. More drinks! Everyone drink.
Huh?
Everybody drink.
Oh,
I'm already
drink
out.
for penny. Also another idea in a bit from Cold Warmake for $1.99. Oh, so 2 drinks for me.
I will hear no more of this Hebrew nonsense.
Dude, that one is so cool. Holy shit. With the gorb looking that menacing.
Why is, like... Okay, I get that the crowd likes Mark's character, because Mark's character is... Fuck, oh, Jesus Christ, that's cool!
I know!
Holy shit!
How cool it is!
He has weak knees.
I get the communists... Okay, let's face it, the communists have the second best drip after the Nazis, but, like, goddamn. Why is it so seamless? Could you imagine if Hugo Boss was born in Serbia? How confusing things would have been. Like, it's like flipping wildly between both sides.
It'd be called Hugo Boss.
Exactly.
Hugo Boss. Fuck's sake, Hugo Bosch. It wouldn't work because Bosch is a German name. It's when the term Bosch comes from.
That's alright, it's alright. Don't worry about it. It works. Dude, again, it keeps spitting out the coolest fucking shit.
It's the wheat fields, man.
The wheat fields do make it look way fucking cooler, I gotta be honest.
It gives it good depth of field, and it gives... Because if you have wheat fields, you have the fucking... Look at how cool this is! That last one might be the one. That last one might be the one.
There's
Holy
like
shit.
dragons
There's
and
an
shit.
issue with...
There's like... He's got like fin funnels, like he's like a late Kamen Rider... He's like Kamen Rider by way of like... He's got like a bit of like Roger from Big O in his costume, and he's like... He's got some bullshit around him, like... He's got like pseudo dragons or like fin funnels, like it's fucking Gundam Unicorn.
This one isn't in the wheat though. This one can walk on wheat apparently.
Yeah,
he can walk on wheat. That's his power.
He floats above it, so he does not damage
do.
production.
That should be like a thing that he should be able to do, like as part of his Kamen Rider belt. He can walk on wheat, right?
It's so not to damage production, to make the most efficient bread. Make a lot of bread.
There you go.
Also, welcome Junebug and Wildchild.
LGB, let's get that bread.
LGB.
Junebug, yes. Welcome to the server.
Welcome
so
new
see
people.
the art server, not putting
Junebug and
Yes.
Wildchild.
I have given you appropriate roles so you can see. Just scroll up in general chat, and then you should be able to see all the AI art things happening.
Because it truly is amazing.
I love the Gorb with wings. That's probably where the vampire thing is coming in.
Oh,
that'd be
probably.
fucking terrifying. The idea of Gorb is carried by wings. I don't fucking know. It's a bowling ball.
No, it's. I think it took the vampire prompt and added it to the Gorb.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying, did the Gorb absorb the
Probably
vampire trait?
Wait, what happened to the Gorb with the radiation?
We don't know.
Got the Gorb also vampire.
If you bite the Gorb, you could. That means you need to
I
bite
kinda
for a
reiterate-
bowling ball.
Some of these. Dope. Let me do. That was maybe the best one, but the ham is a. Nope. It's only. It's not a lot. $5.
I like how we
10,000
like get
credits.
the biggest expansion of people we've had is we just have a drunk stream instead of having a Pathfinder game. Speaking of which, drink.
Fuck's
Drink.
sake.
Yes, you can still see. That means that you need to drink more.
Brazil, all I have is juice and tea.
Stay
really
hydrated,
shitty watered down
bitch.
tea.
I also told them
Put the yeast in the tea.
Mechanicus also told them to stay hydrated. If you are currently in a work situation or elsewhere, do stay hydrated with us. And thank you, Junebug, for $2 saying, got to go to work now. Take care. Have fun.
Take care, Junebug.
Godspeed.
Thank you for showing up.
Godspeed.
Bye.
Hey.
May work go well. As I will add the roll to you.
Good luck with the cat herding, which jobs inevitably become.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, cats are cute.
That's your one of the cats.
Should I put a cat in this?
No, I hate cats. I do.
Oh,
Really?
Just give them
Yeah.
to me then.
I love cat. Yeah, give them to me.
Just give
If
them
you
to
had
us.
to, yeah.
You can't
you
keep
rather-
collecting pets all the time.
No,
Would you
it's
rather
fine
eat-
if you collect pets.
Would you rather eat a dog or a cat if you had to eat one of them?
I've been to that dodgy Chinese takeaway. I've eaten cat before.
I think a lot of people probably have eaten cat on accident.
The Chinese takeaways
I
over here have
was-
been caught doing that shit before.
I was thinking about starting a petition to get the horse meat back in lasagna. Like,
Yeah, that's
not
what
the same.
I did make sure that one of the horses in the campaign is called Findus, right?
Yeah, you did. It's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
I
the
think
one
so.
horse
Yeah.
that belongs to Astrid?
That always tickles me. This is just the ghost horse called Findus.
Is that because it's the brand name?
Correct.
Yeah, no, I don't personally get the joke, Bill.
Findus
yeah.
is the brand of the lasagna that got caught using horse meat instead of beef.
Oh, that would.
It
I
wasn't
know
just
in
to them,
Kazakhstan
but
they
they
use horse meat
like, the bit of
normally,
it.
so. But
So
that's
what
cool.
you're telling me is that so what you're telling me is there's a brand of lasagna that specifically Vosh will eat.
Well, not
Yeah, he'd be
anymore. They
way
got
into it.
caught doing it.
Horse meat's actually also completely lean, so it's actually really good for you.
Dude, that one. Nope.
When Han is back, I'll have to ask him because horse meat might be an actual thing over here in the Netherlands.
It is
I
in
think-
France.
I
At least
think
it
it
used
is
to be.
also a thing in Germany, but only
It
very
used to be.
rarely.
Killer
Like
culture.
it's more so that when like a horse has to be slaughtered, that it'll be available. I think in Germany.
It's really like horse meat though. I thought like to eat. I've never had. Obviously, like I thought
That you
to
know
like
of.
cook it, you have to breed it really carefully because it's so incredibly
Lean, yeah.
tough.
Just
Horse.
cook
Oh,
it
this
in
one's-
butter.
You got a fucking keen here in this one.
Not try horse meat.
Bill, do you think just cooking it in butter would work? Just
You-
straight
I think
up
you probably have
butter,
to
like
marinate
buttered
it.
chicken?
These last two go really hard, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know sure why he's got an entourage in the second one.
That's
I like the entourage
union.
though.
That's the
Yeah,
union
there you
he's
go.
made.
That's yeah.
That last one's got
crowbars,
great
too.
composition.
It does weirdly, right? Like, I mean,
Yes.
don't pay too much attention to the legs because they're fucked up. But like,
Legs aren't that fucked up. The hands are worse, honestly.
yeah, well, the hands are
Yeah,
always
but
the
the
worst
hands
part,
are a
yeah.
trope, ain't like you expect the hands to be fucked up.
Yeah, I still don't like AI personally.
It makes
It's
interesting
there
stuff.
for it's there to make it easier for the artist you seek out There is a specific style.
Yeah,
Right.
but
that
the
you
issue is
trust
that it
and would give money
has
to.
replaced me in some cases, so that's why I don't
Well, those-
offer
Right.
illustrations
Those people
as
have to
easily
deal with
anymore.
jank in their images rather than a perfectly curated image.
Yep.
Be like, yeah, I'm looking like something similar to this, but
Yeah, that's why
It
my
is weird to
commissions
see-
are mostly closed currently, honestly. Because it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, nah, you're paying for AI instead of just actually getting something you want. So,
Don't worry, it's hitting every industry. Apparently,
Oh,
the
yeah, no,
lawyers got
absolutely.
upset. But the lawyers got upset because they blocked
Yeah, the lawyers are real mad,
ChatGPT from
'cause, like-
drafting legal documents for them.
it
It's
actually
like,
turned out that
that's
in some cases
fucking
the
egregious.
AI was better than actual lawyers.
I think
Uh,
some
who's
people
shocked by
actually
that,
go
Quite a lot.
towards AI to like get counseling. Not necessarily
Yeah, that's what they're
counseling, but
doing now.
like get like help legally. And then some person
they're-
went to an actual lawyer and they got the same advice roundabout, so
Yeah.
Okay, Cole Woolbeck. Face tanking pugilist that focuses on high AC and tenderizing enemies to death with dual tower shields. Okay, dual tower shields. You want Herculean strength from Bookham Things and Nothing to Fighters. Let's use tower shields as a heavy shield. Personally, I would suggest you go with Bookham Many Things instead. Go with the Bastard Shield, which lets it count as a heavy shield. And from there, you want. There is a shield specialist prestige class in Four Winds Gaming's strategy guide, sort of strategist's guide that gives you the ability to get AC from both. And then you want Shield Master as early as you can. There's a way to get Shield Master early, I can never remember it. But once you do that, you take no penalties for dual wielding or any other attack roll with shields. Trust me. If you go with the Bastard Shields, they do 1d10 damage spiked instead of like 1d6. So you want to go with that instead of the Tower Shields. Issue with Tower Shields is that they also normally they're used for cover bonuses rather than shield bonuses. So have some like dancing shields as well. Alternatively, you can go with the it's called the Embrace of the Marilith. It is a set of mechanical arms that you strap onto your body, and then they can wield shields for you. Just can't make extra attacks, but they can make attacks of opportunity.
Bill is describing the fingerprint shield build of Elden Ring right now.
Oh, don't worry. If you want that fucking sweet Sundowner shield bonus, but like build, I can hook you up. But yeah, several. I would say four. Like the Embrace of the Marilith, 4 tower shields, 2 bastard shields for the damage, and you just walk in and you smack the shit out of people. Fucking invincible.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Actually, should we head out here, or we got anything about?
I should mention probably that we're playing Risk on Friday, and it like.
Oh yes.
So it's Aiden, myself, Akira the
Lofty.
Don. You know him?
I don't know Akira the Dawn or Rennie Draws, so I just saw that on Twitter. I don't know them, but I do know Loft.
Yeah. Okay. Rennie is like a comic artist, former Marvel one. Did like Gwenpool stuff and some other
Cool.
stuff like that. And then Akira the Don does like music with like philosophy quotes and stuff, like you know, it's got a name for it, Inspire Wave or something like that. You know, something wave. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Like, so I should put a link to that.
I love how in the when the promo image you found that picture of me in my Polish costume.
Like, I wasn't even sure what the thumbnail was going to be, and then I saw that picture and I was like, yeah, okay, like, know exactly what it is now.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know how you've probably just like Control F on my Twitter and find Polish. I don't know.
Oh yeah, feel free to post it in the chat. Very cool.
Here in general as well for people who are just in general, so you can see the image.
Very cool.
Yes.
Han, what's next? Did you get? I can hear those crinkling noises from over here.
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
You got the cashews, motherfucker.
No.
He stole the cash.
I will get cashews after stream. Please leave some for me.
He's stealing all cashew.
Please don't eat them all.
I think that's probably the third time in my life I heard a woman beg for nut.
Well, that's a skill issue.
Yes!
Like, if it's only like the third or fourth time, yeah, no, that's a skill issue.
I mean, even I heard better than that.
Even Bill.
I should mention in public, but then again, I live in the South.
Yeah.
And they're begging for it in public, they just don't have any shame.
Yes, I think this is...
We got all the warriors.
Yes, I think this is where we should probably end it.
Yeah, it's half past midnight.
Oh,
it cuts right to the soul. We'll call it here, boys and girls, and we'll reconvene in the general chat so everyone can shoot the shit. Hope everyone's had a good evening on this particularly fucked up, drunken nightmare of a stream. I've drunk half a litre of vodka and I can barely tell where I am.
There you go.
Let's get the show on the road then. That's a good night from me,
Cheers,
and a good night from them. Alapashoin, motherfuckers.